Do you have an opener?
Don't you have one?
No, I didn't have one. This is yours.
You don't have our season 8 opener?
Season 8 opener?
Season 8 opener?
What? 8 seasons?
We're on the Ocho, baby.
What? The Ocho?
We're the Ocho.
Oh, Ocho.
Oh, Ocho.
I thought you said oat, as in like grains and oat show. I was like, what's the
oat? Oat show.
Ocho.
Did you come for the oat show? It's like the gun show.
A really strong season opener.
And that's what we have prepared for you this season.
We are ready for this.
Nothing
I hope
but
you guys
the top
are.
acts. So, just a little bit, if this is your first time joining us.
Welcome.
I mean, if it is, that's crazy. Number one, you've got 7 seasons with material to re-engage with.
You are so welcome.
Yeah, for sure.
Hours, weeks of material to comb through.
Yep, absolutely.
I recommend listening to it in order, but yeah, you do you. You pick some favorites.
The beginning gets a little rough sauce, but you enjoy yourself.
Guys, we've been doing this for 8 seasons here, okay? Like, do we all like who we were 8 years ago? I don't know.
I think I was a pretty decent person 8 years ago.
I still like myself, but like, do we like our mic technique? Do we like our system setup? Yeah, it's different. We've evolved. Everybody evolves, especially in 8 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is our evolution.
So tell somebody if they were like stumbling upon our podcast right now. They're like, okay, well, I've heard these clowns keep posting about this all the time. Like, what's this even about? What's going on here? What would you say?
I would say it's a wild ride full of ups and downs, twists and turns. But more specifically, if someone was like...
So what's your podcast
someone was like...
It's a wild ride. Ups and downs, twists and turns. They'd be like, okay, but what's it about?
If that's too vague for you, I'll break it down
if you're
more.
one of those people who need like actual specifics, you're losers.
So we're a husband and wife duo. We're hilarious when you put us in a closet in our house together. And we introduced movies to each other. Most of these movies take place between the years of 1987 and 2005.
Well, we're breaking that mold today, baby.
But today, we got a different one. Ty shows me movies, I show him movies, and then we have a really good time talking some stories, doing a little bit of trivia. We get some real stuff in there. It's not just us talking for hours and hours. This is not that podcast. Props to people who can do that. I personally don't think anybody wants to just hear me talk about my opinion on something for an hour.
Yeah.
But you might want to know my factoids.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. We do a little research on the movie. We present the movie almost like fanboys and girls. Like we're excited about the film, but at the same time, we have like our own personal connections and we tell stories and have just a great time.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. The tangents are plenty.
Yeah.
So many tangents.
Come for the facts. Stay for the stories.
Oh, I like it. Stay for the stories. Is that our tagline?
I don't know, but I like it.
Did we just make a tagline for season Ocho?
Yeah. Rach, since our listeners haven't heard from us since our Oscar episode back in March, which was like kind of is a far departure from our usual format.
Yeah, that was
like
fun.
Let's break down the state of the industry, baby.
Yeah.
That was like our most like legit-y inside.
That was rapid fire. I don't know how you got through all of that dirt.
Weeks of research.
In fact, hey guys, go back and listen to it. Again, it's not like our other episodes because it's more like current, but man, I had a good time listening to you just chat away. That was good.
If things get as spicy this year as they were this last year, we'll be back.
We'll be back. We'll see how it goes.
It's got to be spicy. There's been years where that would not be a fun episode.
Sure. It was quite the year.
So we are also available wherever you get your podcast from. So if you're like listening to this right now on Facebook or something, like, hey, come on, you loser.
I mean, that's
you can do that. That's fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Is there anything wrong with that?
But you can also just download a podcast app or like download the episode or listen to it on Spotify, iTunes, really anywhere you get your podcast from.
Yeah.
Besides SoundCloud, I don't want to pay for it.
Oh, okay. Don't go there.
Yep.
Don't go there.
But it's everywhere else.
Everywhere else, though. Enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. Rach, what have you been up to? Give our listeners like a little heads up on what you've been doing since March.
Oh, I mean, school. This is another part of this as we are in education. So
Yep.
I work in a school and Ty is a student.
Yeah, if you're wondering why our podcast called Summers Off,
yes,
it's because as educators,
we don't got time.
We don't have time,
for this during the school year.
We got students to take care of.
I still don't got time.
Yeah,
We're still not technically out of school, but, we like to get a little jump start on our summer.
Yes, well, and especially because Rach is definitely not off for the summer because she just joined me in school land.
Oh, my gosh, you guys. Yeah, that's a great update. I am going back to school.
She's a student.
I'm a student again, and I don't want to. I have a paper to write this weekend, and I don't remember how to write papers. Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be great.
She's so nervous today on our walk. She's like, yeah, so there's formal writing style, there's scholarly writing style. I'm like, just don't worry about it.
No,
just write the paper.
I'm really getting after that rubric.
I'm in a PhD program, and we don't worry about any of that stuff. Don't worry about the rubric.
Ooh. Did you guys hear that flex? Did you? Ty, how's your...
Guess what, baby? Done with year number 2.
Ooh.
I could have taken preliminary exams this year, but I added a doctoral minor in media and cinema studies because I want to talk about movies. And so because of that, we extended it a semester so then I can have a little film degree as well. But yeah, it's going well.
Yes.
I'm going to do preliminary exams. I'm going to be all but dissertation, which means that all I have to do is write a 300-page book. No big D.
Again, the flexes are aplenty today.
But yeah, and then how personal projects been going? Cue everybody in on how things are going creatively.
Oh, yeah. We filmed another short film for the Louisiana Film Prize. If you guys followed us last year, we had a short called Most Likely to Succeed that did very well. It placed in the top 5. And then we got a grant to come back and make another one. So we filmed that in March, actually. I don't even know if we talked about it. I don't remember if we...
In the Oscar podcast?
Yeah, did we have time?
I don't think so. I don't think we had time, bro.
Recall.
We had to get through the brutalist AI stuff. We didn't have time.
Truth. So we filmed it, and we're actually going to get ready to sit down and do some editing with our good buddy editor, Johnny Stapleton, here in another couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, stay tuned. We'll be talking about that a lot more this summer once we kind of get into the weeds with that.
Yep. And our last year short, Most Likely to Succeed, should be available, I think, probably not by the end of the summer, but in the fall. I would guess.
Pretty close.
It'll probably be on streaming services, and you'll be able to check it out.
Mm-hmm. If you really want to see it, just DM me, okay?
Yeah, there's ways that we can show
just tell
you.
me. Just tell me, and I'll send it. I'll send you a little linky poo.
Rach.
Yes.
What was our movie this week?
So we started season 8 with a movie that I can't hardly believe I haven't seen. Oftentimes, I'm just embarrassed to admit that I haven't seen these movies, but this is one, guys.
So you hadn't seen anything?
No, I mean maybe like random little clips here and there. But I have never sat down to watch The Karate Kid.
Concentrate, focus, power. Remember balance.
No mercy. Columbia Pictures presents The Karate Kid.
I said the title right. There's the. It's
Yeah.
not Karate Kid. It's The Karate Kid.
You're right.
Everybody.
It is The Karate Kid.
I know.
Yep.
I know that now.
Rach, could I convince you that this movie is a mixture of Footloose and Rocky?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Wow, that was
Wow.
easy. I thought I was going to have to sell you on that one.
No. Wow.
I say Footloose because he's with his mom. He has no dad.
No dad. New kid in town.
Getting
beat up.
Nobody likes
in
him.
love with the
he wants
preacher's daughter.
pretty much rich guy's daughter.
Rich guy's daughter.
And then he wants to fight.
Yeah.
Ren wants to dance.
Yep. Yep.
And then we have the great blood sport / Rocky tournament style format at the end. Yeah.
Wow.
It feels like these two things got merged together.
Is that an original thought? Did you come up with that on your own?
The Rocky thing is somewhat stolen, which we'll talk about here in a second.
Okay.
But the Footloose part, I was watching the movie, and they're driving across. They're like, I don't want to leave New York, Mom. And they're like, oh, it's going to start a new life in California. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is just like Ren. Oh, what's in Boma? What happens in Boma? I was like, oh my gosh, it's the same
little
thing.
different moving
and the mom's
to
cool
Beaumont.
She was like, I'm just a cool mom. No big deal. I'm a great mom, and I'm cool. I'm a single
swear.
mom.
No more Newark winters.
I like winters, Ma.
Oh, you like sore throats. You like frozen toes.
I don't like smog.
Did I tell you about the pool here?
About 100 times, Ma.
Okay, so make it 101. Open your eyes, my darling son. This is the Garden of Eden.
I have questions about this mom.
What's your questions about Mom?
About the mom?
Yeah.
Well, we're just gonna dive into it. But at the beginning, as they're doing this moving scene and they finally like roll up to the house, she does like a 5-minute bit about being pirates. Like she doesn't let it go. Like there's all kinds of things like, oh, we better shove off there, you landlubber. All right, well, don't make sure you unpack the booty. We don't want the ship to sink. Like it's like 5 minutes of her like just vamping, doing this like ship
I want you to
bit.
think about your life.
Yeah.
In 10 years. 15 years.
Okay. And I have a young boy.
Yeah.
And I can only
I'm
talk
dead.
to him through pirate lingo.
I died.
Yep.
You're moving to California.
Yep.
I don't know, a lot of poor life choices already. And then don't you see a world where you like grab onto a bit and you hang onto it too long and it becomes massively embarrassing if anybody outside of the two of you sees it? Because I'll tell you one thing, I've witnessed that with you now.
What?
Don't you think like some of your
Oh
dialect
no, we're gonna bring it up.
characters-
We're gonna bring it up now.
Don't you think
in
some of
front
the characters
everyone?
that you do maybe are a little bit like nonsensical mom humor?
I don't know if it goes. Yeah, maybe.
What's your favorite character that you do?
What's my favorite character?
Yeah,
that
like
I
a
do?
character that comes out like.
Oh, I mean, I don't have names for them, but I like doing my best, like Amy Poehler, like don't eat me, monster hand.
Okay,
I want to
yep.
see my grandchildren. I like that voice a lot.
Yeah, usually when you're in a show or something, you kind of like gravitate towards whatever that is. It's like
Oh,
when we were
yeah?
doing Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, you do a lot of Southern.
Okay.
Or when we come from the South, when we get back from Louisiana, a lot of times you like can't get rid of the Southern dialect.
I can't shake it, y'all.
Or
I
like
can't shake it.
you do transatlantic when we were doing Anything Goes. You like to do like, oh, I'm transatlantic, you know. So you kind of like stick to things.
Well, you make me sound like I'm a parrot, and
You do have parrot-like qualities. You've admitted that yourself. That's not like new information.
This is neither here nor there. What movie did we watch?
We watched Karate
The
Kid. We already
Karate
told
Kid.
everybody
Very
about
good.
that. Yeah,
let's
that's
get
already
back.
good.
Let's get back to the movie, and let's focus on me and more focus on karate.
Okay. So, Rach, you called this a child's movie. You said this is a kid's movie.
I thought it was a kids movie.
Do you still stand by that?
I mean, it is rated PG.
Yep.
What
What is this bullshit?
There's a lot of
God
cussing.
damn
in
it, Mr. Miyagi.
I know.
Gee, damn it, gee, damn it, gee, gee.
It was a lot.
It's like, oh,
There's
wow.
like, yeah, like 1 minute we're like, oh my. He's really going for it. We're kind of getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, but this movie had a lot more going on to it than I previously was led to believe by myself.
Let me tell you
This
something.
is a deep movie.
I don't know when the last time. I watched this last when we did Back to the 80s, summer of 2009.
Oh, okay.
And I watched, I think, the first 2 Karate Kids that summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I haven't seen it since. And I didn't remember how compelling this movie is.
Yeah.
I remember it being like a good time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I had a great time tonight.
It is still full of the tropes that you would predict, right?
Sure.
You know, like very much like Footloose, right? Like the bully in town beating up the new kid. Ha! Stay down, take that. Oh, you're talking to my ex-girlfriend. Like full of that stuff, and yet it is chock full of heart.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
was floored. I was so floored by it.
You know what it also kind of reminds me of is? One of our favorite TV shows,
Oh, okay.
The OC. It has qualities of the OC.
It does.
Because Daniel's son wants to fight everybody just like Ryan at the beginning.
Yeah,
Gets
Aries.
his ass handed to him all the time. And then he kind of has like a redemption arc with the bully by the time we get to the end.
By the end.
He's searching for a father figure, Sandy Cohen for Ryan and the OC.
Oh, wow.
And there's a lot of things in this.
Yep.
He wants to date the rich girl.
The rich country club girl.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, this is also like the OC.
Wow. Does the OC know that it's basically Karate Kid?
I hope it does.
No wonder we loved it so much.
For sure.
I wish I knew this sooner. I wouldn't have waited. I'm almost 40 and I haven't seen this film.
You would have loved this movie back in the day.
I really would have liked it.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yep. It's a missed opportunity.
Wow.
You know what? Back when I was in love with you and you didn't know it yet, I should have been like, that was back when we were doing Back to the 80s. I should have been like calling you over and be like, hey, you want to check out Karate Kid? I think you'd really enjoy it.
I think we should watch it for,
That reminds me of you and I. No, just being buddies and hugging a lot. Soft, slow hugs.
I think I would have seen through some of that. I think I would have.
So, all right, let's talk a little bit pre-pro.
Yeah.
So this was written by Robert Mark Kamen, who also wrote Past Summers Off movie, Fifth Element,
I don't want one position, I want all positions.
Oh.
and
Wowza.
Future Summers Off movie, All the Transporters.
Wait. No.
You haven't seen them, have you?
All of them.
I've seen number one. Have you ever seen number one?
I've never seen any of them.
Oh,
How
there you
many
go.
are there?
On the list? I don't know, probably 8.
Oh.
He based his story on his life when he got beat up by bullies when he was 17. And so he started taking martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
And the first teacher that he went to was all about revenge and violence.
Okay.
And then he was like, I just don't like this. This
Weird.
seems mean. It seems like aggressive. I'm not like learning the things I want to learn.
Uh-huh.
So instead, he quit that dojo
Uh-huh.
and he went to an Okinawan who didn't speak any English,
Uh-huh.
and he learned martial arts from him. The guy literally had a translator at the dojo who would explain things to the students.
Amazing.
And he loved it. He said it was all about respect and honor and like
Mhm.
dignity and like learning like discipline and all these
Mhm.
things, but it wasn't about fighting necessarily.
Mhm.
It was all the things around that make you a better fighter, but it had nothing really to do with fighting. And he absolutely loved it.
Miyagi hate the fighting.
Yeah, but you like karate.
So?
So karate's fighting. You train to fight.
That's what you think.
No.
Then why train?
So I won't have to fight.
So you brought up the fact that he was an Okinawan.
Yep.
What do I need to know about that would make that important? Is there anything?
Well, the Mr. Miyagi's Okinawa.
No, I get that, but like, why does that set? Is there something about that history that sets that apart from other parts of?
I mean, Okinawa
Asia?
is kind of like Taiwan in China. It will like has a degree of independence, but it was taken over. But here we go, PhD. So after I got done with
Professor.
Japanese film history this last semester, I could tell you a little bit about Okinawa.
I know you could. That's why I'm
so
tempting you here.
It was, I think it's southern. It's a southern part of the chain of islands,
Mhm.
and it like has a certain degree of independence historically.
Okay.
But it was taken over by the Japanese Empire, and it was ruled that way for a long time, and I think
Mm-hmm.
it still is today. It's not as independent as Taiwan is, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
That could be speaking out my ass. I'm a little over my skis at this point.
That's all right. That's
but
all right.
what I'll
I
say
just
is,
was
it
curious.
has a lot of culture,
Mhm.
and it actually karate
Mm-hmm.
started in Okinawa.
Okay,
Yeah.
there it is. I thought there was something that made it extra special. What makes karate extra special in
Yeah!
Okinawa?
Hiya!
Very good. Ty, you did karate.
I did taekwondo. It's
Oh.
different.
Oh. Where,
you want- do you
where
wanna know
does
the
that
differences?
originate from?
Japan, but I don't think it's Okinawa. So
Yeah, what's the difference?
karate, empty palm or empty hand,
Yeah,
right?
empty hand.
All about hand stuff.
Hands stuff.
You love it. It's all about hand stuff.
This whole movie was all about hand stuff.
So it's about like punches and like blocks and stuff with your hand, even when people are kicking.
Uh-huh.
Even though they do kick a lot in this movie too.
And punch.
Taekwondo
Yeah.
is more kick based.
Oh,
And so when I was doing Taekwondo, we did a lot of kick stuff. I actually did
Okay.
karate when I was in elementary school.
Oh.
And so
okay.
I am yellow belt in karate.
Uh-huh.
And then when I was 23, I took Taekwondo with my special ed students. We all took it together.
Yep.
All the other teachers sat out. They sat there and they watched us dominate. And me and the kids breaking boards, snapping necks. And I'm also a yellow belt in Taekwondo. 2 yellow
Ooh.
belts.
Double yellow.
Hands and feet, baby.
At the same
I can do
time.
it all.
I saw you.
Yeah, Rach,
You were a sight to hold.
when I knew it was coming time to tell Rach that I was in love with her, I was going crazy. I was literally dying inside. Rach came to my
Your
testing.
recital. Yeah.
No, not recital.
I came to your karate
It's
recital.
Taekwondo testing.
Okay.
She saw me break the board, and I think a lot of the kids did it with like punches, and I did it with a kick. Do you remember that? I was the only one in our testing session to do it with a kick.
Wow. I did remember that.
Did you?
No. I'm sorry. I didn't remember that.
Did you remember the Chinese restaurant we went to
I remember
afterwards?
that we went to the Chinese buffet
Right next
afterward,
door.
and it was so good.
It was good.
It was very fun. I was
Yeah.
so pleased that you invited me to come watch.
It was
That was
awesome.
very fun.
But yeah, so Rach, would you ever want to take Taekwondo or karate or like any sort of martial arts? Jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
Learn how to do some throws and grapples.
I've never really thought
Judo?
about it, but it would be something like if there was like a daughter mom day or a son
Yeah.
mom day, bring your parent in and you can learn some stuff together. I would totally do it. I don't know
Yeah.
if I need to do it long term, but then again, who knows where my life's going to take me.
All right, let me ask you this question.
Hmm.
Which belt do you think is the coolest? Which belt would you want to stop at?
I don't know the order of them.
No, just pick a color. Because every different thing, even different dojos pick their own
Oh, okay.
order.
I
In
think
Taekwondo,
I
it's all
think
the same.
red looks really cool.
Red is usually really high up.
Yeah.
Red is sometimes right before black.
Cool. That
instead of
sounds
brown.
about right.
Yeah.
I just think I would stop before it got too good.
Yeah.
Don't want to be
You
a
don't wanna get
lethal
too
weapon
good.
or anything.
Because then you got to register the hands and the feet.
the paperwork. Am
That's
I right?
honestly one of the main reasons I stopped. Because I didn't want to do all the legal work. And I was worried because I usually get in a fight. Like, I was getting in a fight about once a year around that time.
Sure.
And I thought, like,
Ah.
this is going to get dangerous for me if litigation
I know,
starts
if I
popping
kill
up.
somebody, I'm gonna be in trouble.
I've seen Con Air.
So good.
So I would totally do it too. We could do it together.
Yeah. we
Father, daughter, mother team.
could- family.
So the main producer on this, his name was Jerry Weintraub. He also, so while Robert Mark Kamen was writing this like life story kind of screenplay, Jerry Weintraub saw this article about a boy who defended his mother from a group of neighborhood bullies. And he's like, oh my God, this would make a great movie. And so he was telling this idea to people. He's like, okay, did you see this article? Like this great thing. And they're like, oh my gosh, you got to read Robert Mark Kamen's script. You're going to love it.
Speaking of mom and boy and karate.
You're going to love this stuff. And so they kind of merged these two stories together in somewhat of a fashion.
Yeah.
This is directed by John Alvidson. He's an Illinois boy.
Okay.
He had a few movies under his belt at this time, including one that he won an Oscar for, Best Director, called a little film called
Rocky.
Rocky.
Loves Emily.
That's Three
Different
Ninjas.
film, but still fun to say.
But still amazing. And so after this movie, after Rocky, he directs the first 3 Karate Kids,
Okay.
and then he goes back and he directs Rocky 5.
Oh,
So
wow.
he doesn't direct any of those middle Rocky movies. By the way, Rocky 5 is awful.
Oh.
Not
okay.
a good
I was like, is it
not a good
good?
one. Rocky 1 is awesome.
Yep.
Rocky 2 is pretty cool too. 3's all right. 4 is awesome. 4 is the Russian.
Yeah.
I will crush you. Rach, do your Russian. That was a character you love to do.
I do like Russian. I will crush you.
There we go.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes.
So
Da.
Kamen, the screenplay guy, he hadn't done a lot at this point, and so they paired him with Alvidson. He helped him develop the script, the Rocky guy, and so that's why a lot of people think this movie. That's kind of why I said Footloose merged with Rocky. Has a lot of Rocky qualities. You've never seen Rocky though, have you?
No, not enough. It should be on the list.
It's on Summer's
It should
Off,
be on
and
the list.
I'll be honest, folks. If you're excited about Rocky, no, we came inches away from doing it this season.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'll be
so it's
honest,
not Rocky.
Karate Kid replaced it.
Oh, okay.
That's really what happened. Because I
Gotcha.
want to talk about the Creed movie so bad.
Well, yeah.
So, but
Who
then
doesn't?
there's a Karate Kid movie coming out later this month. By the time this drops, it'll be in the past. But I thought we gotta accompany the new Karate Kid
Yeah,
movie.
let's support that.
Yeah. And the name Karate Kid though was
The Karate Kid.
The Karate Kid
Yeah.
was taken because DC Comics already had a comic called Karate Kid. So they had to get special permission. I think they probably had to pay them a little bit of money,
Sure.
but they got the rights to it. So
Oh, thank goodness.
it's a little pre-pro for you. Rach, who do you want to start with casting-wise?
Let's start with our cutie patootie, Ralph Macchio.
Ralph Macchio.
Macchio with a ch.
How much hotter was he than when he was in The Outsiders?
Oh, he was in The Outsiders?
He's Johnny. He's Johnny Cake.
Wow. Okay, I had seen him before.
Let's do for Johnny.
Super Johnny. So cute. So cute. I know it's weird because he's a little boy.
No, but he's older than you.
that makes
Significantly
me,
older.
Makes me feel,
That- we
I
always
would have
talk about
had
this.
such
You
a
can-
crush.
You can talk about having a crush on people who are older than you now when they were kids because you were a younger
I
kid
was
than
younger.
them.
Had I seen this as a young girl, I would have had the biggest crush on him.
He gives some
He's
swoony
so
looks.
cute.
Yeah.
And he's a fantastic actor in this.
Yeah, he's great.
He's so natural.
Yeah, he's so.
He's so good.
I love The Outsiders,
Mhm.
and maybe someday we'll do
I
that
love it too.
movie.
That's a great movie.
Even though you've already seen it, I think it would be worth
yeah,
revisiting.
I don't know about that.
Um, But he sometimes isn't perfect in that movie.
Sure.
He's like the one actor who I kind of have some issues with in that movie. He's not bad. He's pretty good, but he's not great. This movie, he takes a step up from that. That was the year before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was
Yep.
curious how
So
far
this
away
is
that
right
was.
after that movie. And this is a major step in the right direction.
I cannot help you unless you tell me what's wrong.
I gotta take karate, that's it.
You took karate.
No, not at the Y, at a good school.
Fighting doesn't solve anything.
Oh, well, neither does palm trees, Ma.
That's not fair.
Yeah, well, like it was fair coming out here without asking me how I felt about it, right? That was really fair.
You're right. I should have asked.
Yeah, well, I just want to go home. That's it. I don't understand the rules here. I want to go home.
He was not the first choice for this role.
Okay.
The main producer guy, the guy who had seen the article about the guy defending his mom, he offered this role to Charlie Sheen and to Sean Penn before this. But they
Wow.
declined because they did not like the script.
Uh-huh.
Then they auditioned Kyle Eastwood,
Kyle
Clint
Eastwood.
Eastwood's son,
Oh.
who's really not been in any movies that you would know of besides like some of his dad's movies as
Oh,
extras
okay.
and small roles.
Okay.
And he was trying to break out at the time, and they reject him. Clint Eastwood gets so pissed off at their rejection. This is Columbia Pictures.
Yep.
And so what Clint does is Columbia Pictures was owned by Coca-Cola at this moment in the 80s. And so Clint Eastwood, on all his film sets, bans Coke products. Doesn't let anybody drink Coke backstage or in front of the camera.
Get
Gets a
over
little feisty about it.
yourself. We
But-
can't all have little Nepo babies. Isn't Kyle Eastwood his son who is doing films now? Because Clint Eastwood has a son who does films now, like Longest Ride. Remember that film?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Look
Yeah.
it up.
I'll
Look it up.
Google that.
Yeah,
quick, but
yeah.
I'm
When
still
I looked
listening.
it up, I didn't see any movies that he was in, but maybe it is.
Yeah, keep
so Macchio says though that he beat out other people, but the producers and director have not verified this. So I just want to throw this list out because Ralph Macchio said like, no, I also beat out these folks: Robert Downey Jr., John Cryer, the 2.5 Men,
Oh, thank you.
Emilio
Tom
Estevez,
Cryer.
Nick Cage, and Tom Cruise. Now, throw in Charlie Sheen and Sean Penn. Do you see any of those people being able to pull this role off?
It's hard because I don't know what they look like in whatever year this was made.
Well,
19...
St. Elmo's Fire came out like a couple years later with Robert Downey was in that one.
I think they all
John
look.
Cryer, Pretty in Pink,
They
was around
seem
this
too
time.
old. I don't know, and maybe they just.
Emilio
maybe they
Estevez,
aren't.
Breakfast Club was probably around this time.
Yeah, they feel a little bit more like later high school, whereas Ralph feels very like freshman year high school.
Yeah,
like
he looks
he's a little
so
he's
young.
a little string bean.
He's 22, by the way. He's not
In
super
this?
young. Yeah, but everybody, all his
What?
castmates, besides Elizabeth Shue, they were all like 17-year-old people, like
Oh,
all his
wow.
classmates at school. And they would razz him all the time. They're like, "You look younger than we do."
He
So he's just
does.
like our buddy Johnny, our editor, who we call Peter Pan,
Gonna
or
look
we call him
young forever.
Mowgli from Jungle Book. Like he's just the forever child.
You call him Mowgli?
Yeah, he loves Jungle Book, so we call him
Oh,
Mowgli
okay.
sometimes. Because he's always dancing around and stuff.
Sure.
He's just a positive, spirited kid. Would you have liked to see any of those folks in this though?
I mean,
Or would you go Ralph Macchio overall?
I think it's great for him. I think he fits the character better. I think it makes more sense that somebody a little bit smaller would need to figure out how to like self-defend himself, self-defend himself. Versus all those other guys, I think put on muscle a little bit easier or have. So, yeah, I think this is better because of him in it, which is crazy because all those guys are like top ace actors.
Yeah. Yep.
But sometimes they're just not right for the role, you know?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
So he was also a Broadway kid. He was on
Oh,
Broadway
really?
for a while. I think he did How to Succeed in Business for a revival.
Oh, okay.
And he did a couple of other shows. How tall do you think he is?
As an adult or in this film or
In the I mean, I think it's right
It's
now,
about
which
the
is also in
same?
this film. Yeah.
it doesn't seem that tall. I'm gonna say like 5'10".
Close. 5'9".
5'9". Okay, I was gonna say 5'9".
Any Kyle Eastwood update?
No, it's Scott Eastwood who is the son.
Oh, okay.
Kyle Eastwood is a composer.
Yeah, I know he started
That-
doing music instead.
Oh, he did. That was the same guy.
Yeah, yep, that's
well, there it is. I mean, it's a very common name, I would imagine. So I was like, I don't know if this is the same guy. So yeah, he's fine. No one feel bad for him.
No,
the
don't feel
other,
bad for
Kyle
him.
Eastwood, is very successful.
Yeah, he joined a rock band shortly after trying to break out in the acting
Yeah,
career.
yeah,
Yep.
he's fine. As is Scott Eastwood. He actually is doing some films, so there you go.
Sure. Yep.
Both Clint Eastwood, your sons are fine. Get over it.
My wife has a crush on Scott.
I mean, he's very good looking.
Rach, who do you want to talk about next?
Oh, let's talk about Elizabeth Shue next.
Okay, so Elizabeth Shue,
Yeah.
she's only 20 years old at this moment, so she is younger than Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
And she hadn't really done anything up to this point.
Oh,
This is a
really?
huge breakout. They actually, in some of the credits, it says introducing Elizabeth Shue.
Sure.
She was in a Burger King commercial that
Mhm.
was like a national commercial, and so she was a
Classic.
face
Yeah.
that people would recognize, be like, "Oh, that's the Burger King girl."
All you do is buy one Whopper and say,
The Whopper beat the Big Mac.
just say that and get your second Whopper free.
Whopper beat the Big Mac.
That's right, for best taste.
The Whopper beat the Big Mac.
Buy a Whopper, get one free at Burger King this weekend only. Just say,
I would give anything to be the Burger King girl or the whatever girl,
But
right?
now I feel like that girl usually doesn't get in movies.
Right.
But at this moment, you could do a national commercial, and then it could like skyrocket you into TV or film.
Mhm.
But it feels like now it hinders you.
Yeah, similar with like soap operas. I feel like it used to be like, yeah, that you
You
gotta
start
just
there.
take your time there, and then once you've done enough, then you can have a movie. But
Yeah.
now I don't know that it's the same pathway.
So they also thought about Helen Hunt and Demi Moore.
Again, all these people seem so old.
But Demi Moore, think about it.
I
St.
know
Elmo's Fire.
I
She
know
was
they're
just a couple
probably the
years
same.
away from that.
I know, but she also plays like a 20-something in that.
Yeah,
And
it's
this
true.
should be. I
But
keep
you said
thinking
Elizabeth
this is,
Shue looked too old.
Elizabeth Shue in this, especially next to Ralph, looks so old.
Yeah.
She has a woman's body, and when I say woman's, I mean like late 20s.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost early 30s. She looks older than, and then part of it could be like the 80s garb as well. But yeah, I was laughing a lot because of their size difference.
Yeah, what you were giggling
Okay,
through
so
almost all the romantic
for example,
scenes.
during putt putt,
Yeah.
you know putt putt when you do the romantic thing and you're maybe helping somebody golf a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Who was the big spoon and who was the little spoon? Who was it, Ty? Answer me this.
Danielson was the
Danielson
little spoon.
was a little spoon because she was a little bit bigger than him. And then they were taking photos in the photo booth, and this is what made me laugh. There was something about the photo that they took. This is bad. It reminded me. They looked a lot like pictures of the infamous teacher who had sex with her 6th grade student and then got pregnant when she was in jail serving time for that, and then they were like married later. The movie May December was like not based on it, but like sort of.
Sure, yeah.
I can't remember the gal's name. It's Mary Kay something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it literally like the size discrepancy was like this is, and like her coloring is very similar to her. She's got like this blonde hair, and like he has like kind of ethnically ambiguous this is black swoopy hair. Like this looks like the freaking 6th grader with his teacher here. Like
Well, she was only 20, to be fair. She is also, you know how tall she is?
5'5".
5'3".
Oh, I got her beat by a half inch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Suck it, Elizabeth.
Excellent.
What do you think of Elizabeth Shue?
I thought she was fine, except for the fact that I don't know that they were like a good match as far as like that physical piece.
Yeah.
I think like she would have been fine with any of the other guys that you mentioned. She does look like she's a high schooler, even though I know she's like 20, but I think she looks more mature because he looks so young.
Mhm.
Because he looks like an 8th grader.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yep.
Like I've seen 8th graders who look older than him.
Have you seen him like in his work in Cobra Kai, like what he looks like now?
Not in the Cobra Kai, but I've seen him doing like an interview
Yeah,
for it.
yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He looks like you would think he looks when
Yeah,
he
he really
grows up.
does.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine Danielson grown up. You
yeah,
got it.
Yeah. He kind of looks like Ray Romano a little bit.
A little bit.
They could be like
Yep.
distant brothers.
Yeah, or cousins. Yep.
Yeah.
Who do you want to talk about next?
Let's talk about Mr. Miyagi.
Okay, Mr.
Yay,
Miyagi,
the
Pat
big wig.
Morita.
Hey, Banzai!
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 So Pat Morita was on Happy Days. Nick at Nighter. Did you recognize her? Recognize him from Happy Days?
I didn't watch a ton of Happy Days.
You didn't?
I mean, I did enough, but like I don't remember him in it. Was he like a reoccurring character?
Yeah, I feel like he's not the guy who owns the shop, is he?
Oh.
The diner, is he?
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I should know him then.
But I recognize
know
him from
him
that
then.
because I watched a little bit of Happy Days.
Oh, did you know?
Yeah, that was like one of the Nick at Nighters that I like paid attention to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It was lower on my list.
Yeah, you were in love with.
I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy.
That was one of my faves. I like Bewitched. I like a lot of other ones besides Happy Days.
Well, he was on that. He was on a couple other shows too.
Okay.
A lot of comedies though.
Yeah.
And Alvinson wanted him, the director. But his background in comedy made all the producers super nervous. They're like, nobody's going to take this guy seriously. He also doesn't have a dialect at all. He was born in California, and he just sounds like everybody. And so they wanted to bring in a Japanese star. They actually thought about, speaking of Japanese film history, they thought about this Kurosawa famous actor guy that is in like Seven Samurai, one of the most famous Japanese films of all time, like the main guy.
Oh, wow.
They were going to bring him in, but he was an actual Japanese star. But they had problems with like scheduling and stuff. And so what happened was Pat Morita really wanted the role. And he's like, okay, well, what if I put on a Japanese dialect? I grow out a little facial hair because he's clean shaven.
Sure.
And I like make this into a character study. And he did, and they loved it. They're like, oh, well, if you're going to do this, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on Pat Morita?
I thought he's wonderful. I generally like him though in things that I've seen him in. Yeah, I think again, like I thought the acting overall was like pretty darn good, and he actually has like some pretty touching scenes.
Oh yeah, yep.
That I was surprised by.
Any in particular you want to dive into?
Yeah, I mean, he has the scene where he is drinking at home, and he's kind of all dressed up in like in his uniform. And he's drunk, and he's kind of like mourning. It's his anniversary, and he's mourning the loss of his wife, who then you find out like died in childbirth.
Yeah,
and it's like, aw.
And what's interesting is, so he fought for Japan during World War II. So he's a vet from the other side, the other perspective of the war. And it shows you kind of how far we had come in the 80s with our relationship with Japan. And that like this person who was fighting against our troops is the protagonist of this film, because then he moves to California, and he lost his wife and his child, and he's such a sympathetic character.
Did he he fight for the other side? I think he fought for the U.S. because he said things like, go get those Germans. And then he also, remember, he
did. You're
he
right.
has
he
a
did.
Medal of Valor, and that wouldn't have been from the other side. It was an American thing. I think because then he met his wife in Hawaii.
He does say he met his wife in Hawaii.
He saw her the first time in Hawaii.
But she has the miscarriage before the end of the war. It was 1944.
Okay. What does that have to do with who he fought for?
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't really matter. So he's from Okinawa.
Yeah.
He joins up against the Japanese Empire and moves to the U.S.
Yes, he's
then
an all-American boy.
They ship him to Hawaii.
Yep. Maybe he was already living in Hawaii. A lot of Japanese people live in Hawaii.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still some unknown
we have
backstory
some
there.
Mr. Miyagi lore we need to
Now, the second one,
here.
they go to Okinawa.
Oh.
And I'm sure this is really hashed out.
Very cool.
I'm sure they're like, remember when you left us for the Americans? They probably get really nitty-gritty with it. But I felt a little lost in that history.
I get it.
Trying to figure out what the hell
But
is
I
going
think
on
he's
here.
an American hero because I'll be honest,
Okay.
I don't think we've come that far. I don't think we'd be celebrating an Axis.
I thought,
An Axis
wow,
fighter.
so bold. You went and like shows you how far we've come.
Wow.
Like people are people on both sides of this
People
war.
are people.
Yeah.
He sided with the Nazis, but he's
But then
still a good guy.
He lost his wife and kid, and he was like,
Yes.
"This is all
Yes.
bullshit. I'm going to America, the land of opportunity, where people get treated fairly."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, "Oh wow, this is really bold." Maybe not as bold as I thought.
we'll double check that. Stay tuned.
That drunk scene,
Yeah.
they almost cut it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a moment. Well, actually, they almost just didn't film it. They were running over on production costs and running out of time and money.
Sure.
And they're like, "We don't need this drunk scene. Let's just cut it." But the director kind of fought for it, and Pat Morita fought for it.
Yeah.
And I think it paid off.
I think it did too. It gives the film way more levity than it has any right having.
Levity.
I didn't mean levity. I meant the opposite of levity.
Oh, like the antithesis. So
What is the opposite of levity?
gives it
It's not
more
brevity.
sincerity. Gives it more
Weight.
Weight. Yeah, weight. Yeah, gives it more weight.
More weight than this movie had initially.
I like it.
Opposite of levity.
Even though this movie does have a lot of levity.
It does have levity,
There's
though,
moments
too.
that are really funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought it was all going to be just like slapsticky kind of like humor, but
I didn't think
there's-
anything was too slapsticky.
No, it was pretty. Apart from the Cobra Kai squad douchebags,
Yeah.
I feel like the rest of it was pretty grounded.
Yeah.
Like, but I was okay with it being like really goofy. Like I was ready for
Mhm.
1980s like fun little action kid film.
Yeah.
But it's just a really good film.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna jump ahead. Like this is good. This was well done.
Agreed. I
You won't hear me disagree.
I had a great time tonight. There was a big rumor that Chuck Norris was supposed to play the Cobra Kai sensei.
Oh,
Can you imagine if that would have been the
amazing!
case?
But it would have ruined his Chuck Norris stuff.
Yeah, because
Could
he's
you
known as
be-
such like a godlike
He's
figure.
such a good guy.
But he's a bad guy in a Bruce Lee film. Like he's the
What?
main bad guy in one of those films. Very
Is
early
he?
Chuck Norris. Yeah.
Well, see,
Yep.
nah, it didn't stick because he's too good.
He's too good.
He's too good. He's
Walker
too pure
Texas
of heart.
Ranger. He would never do that.
Oh, Walker Texas Ranger. Can we rewatch that someday?
That would be a time. But he actually says that was never true. He never turned that down.
Yeah.
He didn't like how this movie portrays martial arts. And so
Who didn't? Walker Texas Ranger did?
Yeah, Chuck
Oh,
Norris did
okay.
not. And so they went with this guy named Martin Cove.
Sweep the leg. You have a problem with that?
No, Sensei.
No mercy.
Who was a black belt in real life.
Uh-huh.
He's also a substitute math teacher who
Okay.
gave up his educational career to just move to LA on a whim and just see if he could make it in the movies. And within 2 years, he was in this film.
Good for him.
And this is like the biggest thing he does. He's in Rambo
Uh-huh.
2 as well, but
Okay.
like this is his big series. And yeah, just like kind of the Hollywood dream.
That's
gonna see what
amazing. It paid off for him.
For the role of Johnny,
Yes.
they wanted to cast Crispin Glover. Do you know who Crispin Glover is?
Crispin Glover.
Summers Off favorite, Back to the Future, played the dad.
Yeah, I was gonna say the guy from
Willard.
Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, the creepy guy.
Weird guy.
Weird guy.
They wanted
Weird-looking
him for
guy.
Johnny. I don't think
Uh-huh.
he's threatening at all.
Huh.
He's like a little Weasley guy.
He's more like creepy than
Yeah.
anything. I wouldn't buy him and Elizabeth Shue being exes.
No,
I'd be
I wouldn't
like,
either.
Who gave you the time of day?
I like the guy they picked
Mm-hmm.
because you know who he reminded me of?
An ugly Nick Carter.
Okay, yes, that's also fair.
Ugly ass Devin Sawa.
You might also say this about the person I was going to bring up. Logan Paul.
Yes.
He looks like
He
Logan
looks
Paul.
like Logan Paul.
Yep. I was like,
straightened his hair.
Yep.
Put a little bandana on. I
Yep.
think he
Logan
actually
Paul
wears
actually
one
wears a
too.
bandana in
Yeah, but his
wrestling,
hair
yeah.
is straight. Yep.
Yeah.
Broken nose a little bit more. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
listen to this guy, how he approached the audition. This guy's name is William Zabka.
Mhm.
He was crazy. He walks into the audition.
Shocking.
Avitson, the director,
Uh-huh.
he grabs him around the collar and he goes, "Watch your mouth, asshole." That's like the first opening thing that he says to him. And the director's like, "Whoa, whoa." They go through every, and then he like walks out of the audition space and he comes back in and he like removes his headband or whatever. He's like, "I just want you to know that was Johnny, not me." And then they're talking about the character, and the director's like, "Well, tell me, like, you know, the size difference. We have Ralph Macchio, he's 5'9" and stuff, and I think William Zabka's only a little bit taller than him. He's like maybe 5'10", 5'11", but not like super tall."
Yeah.
They're like, we kind of initially expected this role to be like bigger in stature. And
He looked-
and
he
got
looks plenty big.
He got super defensive about it.
Really?
And he was like, "Why does it matter? So-and-so knocked out so-and-so, and that guy was smaller than this guy." And he like starts like arguing with the director, and the director like listens to him like kind of go off on him.
Like, yeah.
And he's like, "This guy's perfect." Which, let me be honest, I freaking hate stories like this. But I want to share them with you so you can hear how stupid casting goes sometimes.
I guess it worked out for him.
It
but
did.
like,
This isn't
listen
like
here.
This isn't like what's his name who played Tim Riggins in Friday Night Lights, cracking open a beer and drinking it before he starts his audition. Like, okay, that's a bold choice.
Mm-hmm.
This is like an aggressive bullshit moment in the audition
This
room.
is a bold choice as well, I would
suppose.
say. I don't think it will work for me as a casting agent, but what do I know? Because I don't do that.
There's a ton of other like random stars, kids in this movie. Like Frankie Avalon's kid is in this movie. Oh, so I messed this up. I told you it was
Frank Zappa.
Zappa's kid.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. That kid's in this movie.
Oh, okay.
But the guy who plays Dutch, who has blonde frizzy hair, he's like kind of crazy.
All of Cobra Kai has blonde hair. Like I'll just say the Aryan race is strong in this
Yeah, for
group
sure, they're all
right here.
German.
They're like white blonde.
But there's this guy especially. You can tell it's like dyed blonde hair. He looks like crazy.
Yep.
That's Steve McQueen's son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can actually see that a little bit easier.
Yep. He has dark hair initially, and everybody made fun of him on set because he kept having to dye his hair so blonde.
Well, yeah, Cobra Kai. Obviously.
It's Cobra Kai. Come
Cobra
on.
Kai. Come
What
on.
are you gonna do?
Bleach blonde hair.
Rach, where do you think they shot this?
Cali?
California. They shot this from October to December of 1983.
Oh, very nice. Very comfortable.
October is actually one of the hottest months of the year there.
What?
My friends who've all lived there are
Really?
like, October's miserable.
October?
Yeah, isn't that funny?
No.
September and October are like the two hottest months of the year.
I mean, oh, that's awful.
I know.
So you're not in the mood for fall at all.
I guess not. No, you're in the mood to die. The headband.
The headband.
What'd you think of that headband?
I thought it looked great on him.
I thought it's really cool.
I'll be honest, they put it on like in real time.
Yeah.
And he didn't even have to fix his hair. It looked so good. Mr. Miyagi just put that on him and tied it, and I was like, you look legit. That looks so cool. You didn't readjust it, it didn't cut away. It just was awesome. It was on his head, and there it was, and it looked great.
Okay, this is according to Ralph Macchio.
Yeah. What?
He says, Pat Morita in that scene,
Yeah.
they're like working together, and he has that headband, and he establishes it earlier when they were doing a different scene.
Uh-huh.
And he had seen the headband or whatever, and like he was working with it almost like a handkerchief.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder what he's gonna do with that. Then later on, I don't know if it was the same day or not, they filmed the scene where he puts it around his head.
Uh-huh.
He did that spontaneously, not in the
Stop.
script. He just pulled it out and put it around Danielson's head, tied it around. And then the director was like, "Oh my God, the rest of the movie, movie, that's your headband.
Oh my God!
We just struck gold."
We're gonna win an Oscar. It's like literally
Yeah.
so iconic.
So you mentioned that, yeah, he kind of just pulls it out and just puts it on. Yeah, that's exactly
it was
what he
so
did.
natural. And I'll be honest, again, it just goes to the acting of these guys. They just rolled with it. I was impressed with how many, what's the term? Long shots that there were.
Yep. Long
Like there
takes,
were
yep.
some beautiful long takes
Oh, you're
and
talking-
beautiful acting
Are you
during
talking
the long
about like
takes.
the super wide angle stuff?
Yeah, but like they didn't cut away.
Yeah. Mhm.
And like
Yep.
there was the one where like Ralph kind of like starts boxing and being kind of goofy, like they're
Yeah.
moving around. They never cut away from it. The acting is so
Mhm.
funny, and
When
then they
he's in-
fall on the ground.
When Pat Morita's in the umpire outfit, is that the part you're talking about?
yeah,
Yep, yep, yep.
yeah. And all the while the sun is setting in the
Oh
background.
my God! It's
which-
bouncing off the water.
Yeah.
It's got like a light streak across the shot.
Mhm.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, you know that they were like, okay, set it up, do
But
it again.
What
hurry.
I loved about it is like you have this gorgeous, gorgeous moment where you're just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my God, this is one of the most gorgeous shots I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the actors are having such fun with each other that you're feeling this like tidal wave of different emotions. You're like, oh my God, this is so gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh my God, their
Yes.
friendship is so beautiful. Like it's almost making you correlate to their friendship in a way that I don't even know if it was intended.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh my, this is such a beautiful thing that's happening on screen.
Yeah, there was a lot of great shots. There was like a backlit water one that was
Yeah.
great when he's like practicing that crane
Balance, yep.
pose. Like,
Oh, the crane on the stump one.
yeah. Well, even in the water too, there was one that looked really good. Where I think he's doing the crane in the water. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yep.
yeah. We were both like, that's a really cool shot, right?
Yes.
Right. Yeah, guys, Ty and I make films now, so
You know, we're kind of filmmakers.
Uh,
Hey, did I tell you I'm a minor in media and cinema studies? I'm reading some David Bordwell in my free time.
this podcast might change a little bit, you know, now that we know some things.
Yeah, I'm kind of a pro now. So there was a scene that got cut from the movie where it has to do with the Cobra Kai bully douchebag guys.
Yeah.
And I think this is after they're not supposed to lay a hand on him, but they pull a prank on Danielson.
Those sneaky snakes.
What they did was Daniel is going to sit down,
Uh-huh.
and I think it was Johnny, puts a piece of blueberry pie underneath his seat, and then he sits on it and he gets blueberry pie all over his butt.
Oh, blueberry pie looks like he blew himself.
Oh my gosh. You just poop out Smurfs over there?
Good one. See, that's the stuff that I thought this movie was going to be chock full.
Yeah.
So it sounds like some of that got left on the cutting room floor, which I think was a positive.
What'd you think of all the fights that they had? Like all the shenanigans? Anything that you absolutely hated or anything that you really liked?
Oh.
Don't get into the ending sequence yet. We'll get there.
Oh, loved. Yeah, I mean, it's the it didn't feel like super grounded, but there it is again. Like, it's kind of what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
A lot of like those fights where it's like 5-on-1. But I'll be honest, I think a lot of them, they were pretty gritty too with the fighting. I think at times it didn't look good, but some of the fights looked really good.
Yeah, there's a couple moves that look like shit. Johnny has a couple real deuces that I was like,
Real
ooh,
biffs,
that
like,
was like
ooh.
a total whiff. But he wasn't a trained combatant when he came into this.
Yeah.
He was actually a wrestler. He had done some wrestling.
Okay.
But he hadn't really done anything else.
Yeah.
But they actually trained him, and I thought by the end of it, he does some cool stuff. He does a kip up at one point. Like, he's a pretty athletic kid.
Did a kip
Even
up
if he
or
like
two.
didn't always know what he was doing. I thought they covered really well for him.
Yeah. The fact that the two of them like beat everybody though at the very end, and like those two are fighting and like they're like dancing around each other.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know in what world you guys are the finals in this karate
There were
championship.
some people that were awesome.
You pointed out one guy that's an actual like legit like
so good.
karate master, and I was like, I can't believe he got his ass kicked the last
So that
round.
guy,
He was great.
That guy played Danielson's double sometimes.
Did he?
That guy,
Okay.
well, not always. Just
I was
in
like,
like
he's
one,
quite a
just
bit
at
bigger
one moment.
body-wise.
But he also played. Remember when Mr. Miyagi is on the post and he's doing the swan kicks?
Yes.
That's
That's
guy
him? Cool.
doing it. Yeah.
I knew it was somebody else.
I listened to an interview with him. He was talking about. He's like, "Yeah, I came up with the crane kick." He goes, "They said like come up with a new move. It's called the crane." And he was like, "Okay." And so he took a thing that was already pre-existing, like the front kick that you switch legs and you do the kick. And he's like, "What if I do this arm thing like a crane, like a crane?"
Are you kidding me?
And so he's like, "I invented the crane kick from all my knowledge. Like, I'm pretty sure I came up with that."
Wow.
And everybody, like all the other Taekwondo people on stage, were like, "Yeah, I think you did too."
That's amazing.
Isn't that cool?
That's amazing. I didn't know that originated from
They
this.
put him in like a bald cap, and they like had him like
He
in Mr.
had
Miyagi
like a
clothes
weird
from
mask
far
or
away.
something on
Yeah.
there. It was like, that is not who that is.
Yeah.
But we know this because he's not, 70 years old. And yet, curious.
Macchio did all of his own stunts except for the jumping over the car at one point. He
the
did have
whole bike thing where he rolls down the hill.
Yeah, so apparently, so here's the
Wow.
thing. He had a stunt double though as well.
Yeah.
So Macchio says, I did all of my own stunts. I said I wanted to do all my own stunts. Besides the jumping over the car thing, they said like, no, you can't do that one, but you can do everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But his stunt double also did all those stunts too.
Okay.
And so sometimes they didn't pick the shot
Gotcha.
that he did. So if the bike
Gotcha.
scene might not have been him, because
I think
his stunt double is there.
I mean,
And
I
then,
think
like,
he gets up from it and it hits his face.
A lot of the combat stuff, they like would sub in like the other person to do it too.
Sure.
And that guy who was not the dude who we were just talking about. This other guy.
Yeah.
He was really, really tough on all the Cobra Kai kids, and would like
yeah?
beat the shit out of them.
What?
And they would like complain to people. They were like, he's laying it in right now. We're getting our asses handed to
He is not
us.
pulling those punches.
And so they go to talk to him, and they're like, "Dude, you're killing our other guys right now. Like, is there any way you can kind of lay off?" And the dude was like, "No, you're gonna get this. You're gonna get this in one take if you shoot this right, because I'm laying it in. Do you want to do this in 5 or 6 takes, or do you want to do it in 1 take?" And they're like, "Well, we do want to do it in 1 take." And so they told the Cobra Kai guys to suck it up and just take the beating.
Oh, wow. How would you like to be one of them?
Oh, my
One of those
gosh.
bleach blonde boys getting kicked in your tummy. That'd be not so fun.
So Macchio got hurt in the fight with the skeleton kids, though.
Oh,
When the Cobra
okay.
Kai kids were dressed like skeletons,
the
I told you at
Halloween
one point,
party.
I was like, "Hey, pay attention to that kick."
Yeah.
He got roundhouse kicked in the face.
Oh.
His chin got all messed up. He had to go to the hospital.
Oh, gosh.
And they had to stop filming for a day and a half
That's it?
while he recovered. Yeah, he
Oh
didn't
my
need his
gosh.
jaw wired shut or anything.
Okay.
But you can see in scenes that he has like a huge bruise along his chin,
Oh,
and that
okay.
was legit.
Wow.
Yeah, because he really got his ass handed to him in
He
that scene.
literally got kicked in the chin. Oof.
Speaking of working stiff, let's talk more about Elizabeth Shue.
Oh, jeez. What a transition. All right, here we go. It's your transition. Nah, we're just along for the ride.
That was predetermined, just so everyone's
Yeah,
aware.
that felt like someone planned this.
So Elizabeth Shue was a great soccer player.
Was she?
Yeah, she was on an all-boys soccer team. And
wow.
she said that everybody on set that she was playing soccer with, including Ralph Macchio, were terrible.
Sure.
And she was like kind of disgusted with her soccer skills. She's like, I am by far the best person, but you're making me like try to learn. Like, oh, what do I do with this ball?
Can you teach me
Oh,
how to
wow.
learn?
And she said that she would like own Ralph Macchio whenever they would be playing.
Well, Elizabeth Shue, it's not called Soccer Kid. It's called The Karate Kid, okay? You signed up for the wrong film. Go bend it like Beckham somewhere else. That came later.
Hey, what did you think about their chemistry?
Again, I have issues with the size discrepancy between
But he's
them.
only 5'9", so if she's 5'3",
It's not just
it's
the
about
height.
She's a little like she's not thicker. I don't mean she's chubby.
She's a woman.
She's
Ty.
a woman.
She's a woman's body, and he is a toothpick.
Yeah.
And
Okay, so it's that.
it's that. It's more that than anything.
Okay.
She looks like
So
a
it's
woman. He
kinda
looks like a little
I
boy.
had problems with in Top Gun that connection. They just don't look right together.
Top Gun.
Top Gun with Tom Cruise and what's her name?
You don't think they look right together?
No, I don't, because she's too tall. you can
Well,
tell.
They just
And-
put him on a box and he's fine.
Yeah.
Usually.
I don't know. It was just like that couple never looked right to me.
See, I think they look pretty smoking.
And I feel like this couple also has some of those problems.
Yeah.
They just don't look like they'd go together.
I just unfortunately kept thinking about that court case. I couldn't not
Couldn't
see
shake
it.
it.
Once I
Do you
saw
not
it,
think
I couldn't
Elizabeth
see it.
Shue's attractive?
I think she's cute, but she is not. For me, she's not who I think of. We're like, think of like a young child star actress, 80s heartthrob.
Yeah.
Who were the girls' 80s heartthrob?
Think
I
of
don't-
Molly Ringwald, right?
Yeah, no, I don't. She doesn't come to mind either. Although she should. She's plenty popular. But yeah, I don't know. But
You
it's
should
not those two.
see Elizabeth Shue in Adventures in Babysitting.
Sure. Well,
You've never seen that, right?
That would be up to somebody in this closet. Just gonna have to make that happen.
That's many seasons.
I'm
from
not
now.
allowed to watch said things on my own
That's
anymore.
true, that's
'cause-
true.
Because it could take it from the list.
That
So
is-
I'll never watch it until
We
you
have
say.
a lot of movies that are that way. It's like, don't watch it. It's on this list.
You're not allowed.
Why did Johnny have to apologize to her when she and Johnny kissed at there's like a dance moment? Explain the moment. Explain the moment.
Why did Ralph
Yeah, why did Danielson?
Danielson have to apologize to her? Yeah, he didn't have to. He shouldn't have. It was so weird that. So what happens is he like goes to the country club. He sees something he wasn't supposed to see, which is Johnny, the blonde ex of
Cobra
Elizabeth
Kai
Shue,
guy.
Cobra Kai jerk, trying to force a kiss on Elizabeth Shue. So he just sees the kiss. He doesn't see her like punch
And
him
he
afterwards.
doesn't even like try to fight anybody. He doesn't make an embarrassing scene. Like Ryan from the OC would have went in there and punched the
Yeah.
guy. It would have
Yes.
fallen on like a table. His
Yeah.
mom figure would have been throwing the party.
Burned down the country club.
Yeah, it would
Burned
have
it
been
down to the
it would have
ground.
been a calamity.
Yeah.
But here, he just
No,
runs away, gets
he runs
spaghetti all
away.
over himself.
I feel bad for him.
That's it.
And the fact that she never makes a point to go to him
And
and
explain?
explain, like, hey, what you saw is what you know.
And then
I did not
Her
get it.
asshole friends are like, she shouldn't have to apologize. You should just know that wasn't the case. I was like, what the hell are we
You
talking
didn't
about?
see her punch him afterwards, and he's like, she never told me. It's like, yeah, exactly. You were not in the wrong here.
Yeah.
She should be letting you know. I mean, you don't have to apologize, but like, you gotta let him know. He
Yeah.
doesn't know what he saw.
Absolutely.
I did not get it at all. I did not understand why he was like apologize. Or she was so mad at him.
I was cool with the mystery about like Mr. Miyagi and like did he fight for the U.S. or Japan? Like that is a cool mystery. I'm okay with that, just like standing out there in the ether. But I did not like this.
No.
I was like, this makes no fucking sense.
No, and
By the way, that's my one.
oh, there
I
you
get
go.
one
There's
up.
one. And she was 40 minutes late for their date. He said,
Yeah.
meet you at 9, and she's with her dad, and she says, what time is it? He said,
9:40.
9:40.
And then
No,
and then
no.
she knows she's late, and Johnny's like, finish this dance with me, and she's like, okay, I will finish
Okay,
the dance
fine, we'll
with you.
finish the
Why?
dance, Johnny.
I'll just make Daniel sit outside for another 5 minutes and make it 9:50.
Yeah,
That's a dick move.
that's some messed up privilege right
yeah,
there.
for sure. I was mad at her.
Yeah, I'm still a little mad at her for a lot of things.
All right, Rach, let's talk about it.
What are we talking about?
The montage tournament.
oh yeah. I didn't know that song was from here.
Joe Esposito's The Best Around comes at the most phenomenal moment in the movie. It's like a perfect build-up, and all of a sudden it starts do, and like Rach like looks over, she doesn't know what it is right away, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get jacked, bro.
Get ready.
That song and Cruel Summer. Cruel Summer was earlier in the movie,
Yeah.
and Cruel Summer hits at a baller moment.
Awesome soundtrack.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Some weird instrumental stuff going on.
Something
every once in a while.
silly.
80s synth instrumental shit.
Yeah. But for the
But
most part, pretty great.
When Cruel Summer
Cruel
and
Summer,
when
you're the
Best Around hits,
around.
during that whole karate montage tournament, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I was worried that this was going to be Mortal Kombat for you.
Oh no.
I thought like, all the
not even
fighting
close.
with the tournament and stuff, she's going to get bored with it and things like that. But those fights are so snappy.
Yeah. They did a nice job of like keeping that moving and making some of the fights really cool. Like again, some of that one guy, that one extra, he was killing it.
That guy is amazing.
Yeah, I can't believe he got knocked out like that. They did him a little dirty,
Absolutely.
I think, and how he gets
So
disqualified.
the best way for me to describe it is he's facing Johnny, the Cobra Kai kid. And this guy is doing like a bunch of like these swinging in the air, like flipping in the air, like kick moves over and over and over again. Super athletic, really baller stuff.
Yeah.
And then Johnny just like kicks him in the face when he's done with him.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, how did that happen? I guess he had an opening there, but the other dude was killing it.
I don't understand the rules of the tournament. I don't know if you got
we can get into that. Yep.
Especially like during their last fight. I was like, well, he kind of just like really knocked him down there, but that's no points then?
Yeah.
What are how does one get
Okay,
points?
let's chat about this.
Because I was confused.
Number one, the ref in that match is the guy who did all the fight choreo for the entire movie.
Okay. Wow.
And so
amazing.
he trained with Chuck Norris.
Amazing.
He's a Chuck Norris disciple.
Yeah.
And so you can blame him for a lot of these decisions.
Okay.
But Taekwondo or karate experts have looked at this movie and they've said, this makes no sense, the point system. From my count, it should have been Johnny won about 6-3 by the end of it if we total everything up.
Yeah. If we're being honest
Johnny
with
got at
ourselves-
least 3 points, and there's like maybe one of those where you could be like, oh, that one I guess didn't count because of this reason. But the other two, it's like, okay, you can't have 3 times where Johnny just owns Daniel and doesn't get a point for it.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Uh-uh.
But then Daniel does the crane kick, Daniel's son.
Yeah.
He does the sweet crane
which
kick.
is a made-up move now.
Made
So
up
now is that even legit? Like, can
And
you do that?
He does this kick, and he kicks him right in the face.
Yeah.
Now, if you remember,
Yeah.
people get in trouble for kicking to the face
In the
earlier
face.
in the film.
Yeah. They
And
did.
in karate competitions, you can't kick to the face with force. It can be incidental contact to the
Sure.
face, but
It
it can't
happens,
be.
it happens.
A deliberate kick to the face. And Daniel, there's no doubt. All the experts have been like,
Yeah.
this is a disqualification.
That is a no-win.
You at least don't get a point. You probably get at least a warning, but it's probably a disqualification. And so he should not have won. It felt like major tilt by the ref into Danielson's favor.
Well, and I didn't get either that, like, when Johnny's getting intel from his coach, the bad guy, he's like, yeah, sweep the leg. I was like, is that not... Are you not allowed to sweep the leg?
Well,
is that so bad?
I was
What's
telling
wrong with
Rach,
that? What's wrong with sweeping the leg?
I think sweeping the leg is seen as dishonorable. I think there's certain moves that you can't do. Like, Rach was confused why the one guy got disqualified in the semis against Danielson, who like kicks him in the knee.
I want him out of commission.
But Sensei, I can beat this guy.
I don't want him beaten.
But I'll be disqualified.
Out of commission.
Yeah, why can't you kick him in the leg?
Yeah,
he
Rach
just
is
knocked
like,
him in the knee
what-
and he fell over. It's like, okay, fair enough. You got me. He got you good. Like, I don't understand the tournament.
I was like, I think that one would have seen as deliberate, like trying to cause an injury, and so he got DQ'd. But with Johnny, when he sweeps the leg, I think it's just dishonorable.
Yeah.
Like, you can do it and you're not going to get a point, but it's like you're taking him out by the injury. And it's like, hey, why don't you
it's cheap.
Why don't you be a person and like actually fight?
Yeah,
you
be
coward.
a man. Yeah, but like the whole like kicking in the face at the very end is okay.
Yeah, that was
That's
okay.
not intentionally hurting somebody. Yeah, it was a little whack.
Yeah.
I think.
Did you like that sequence though? Like Esposito singing, seeing all the tournament stuff go.
I loved it.
Yeah, I did
I
too.
loved it.
I thought I was so jacked, bro.
A different song, maybe I don't love it as much, but with that song, I would watch many a montage to that song.
Did you know? Listen to this.
I bet I didn't.
This is going to blow your freaking mind. That song
Yep.
was supposed to be in Rocky 3 when he fights Mr. T.
Oh, okay.
And they replace it with what's the Rocky song that everybody knows?
The instrumental?
It's the
Dun-dun.
Eye of the
Oh, yeah.
Tiger
Yep.
is the thrill of the fight.
Yeah, great
Joe
song.
Esposito was supposed to be in that slot instead of Eye of the Tiger. And then Eye of the Tiger came out. I think the Survivor sings that maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, well, we'll take that. And so then this fell to Karate Kid. But you know what's even crazier?
I don't know how it can get any crazier.
Before that even, Joe Esposito's You're the Best Around
Yep.
was supposed to be the main song that that it plays in the movie Flashdance when I'm a maniac.
Whoa, that's awesome.
And so it got trumped twice by those other songs.
What I love about that is I think of You're the Best Around as such a masculine song. So
Yeah.
the fact that like it was like maybe going to be in Flashdance,
Mm-hmm.
which is, very like more about dance.
I've never seen Flashdance.
I have not enough either. So
Oh, okay.
I don't think I can show you that unless we decide that I watch it on my own
I
and
think
then
you're
show
gonna
it
have
to
to
you.
watch it on your own.
Someone's
and then
gonna
show
have
it.
to watch it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do
One
this.
of us has to choose.
But yeah, it's crazy that those three songs, which are classics,
Yeah.
in 80s
Wow.
cinema music history, they're all linked together.
It was going to happen no matter what. It was just a matter of time. We just had to see it through. But at some point, we were going to get that song.
My question is, so I think you can put Eye of the Tiger in Karate Kid,
Yeah,
and it works. It also works.
that would work.
Yep. I like Best Around where it's at,
I do too.
but could you move
Maniac?
I'm a Maniac into either Rocky or into Karate Kid? That's my question.
Yeah, you can. It's perfect. The way it worked out, it's absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
I have no notes for how it worked out. I would have some notes if we tweaked it. There would be something that was like, that was pretty good, but it wouldn't be like the fist banger that it is.
Were you pumped up?
I was so pumped up.
Dude, I had like electrons firing through my whole body during that sequence. I was so that and Cruel Summer, those two moments, you saw me. I was dancing around the living room during Cruel
You should
Summer.
add those to like your running list or something.
Dude,
I think you would
so too.
really kill it.
I think those need to be on there.
Yeah,
That's
a little booster there.
Can you
a little mood
remind me of
booster.
that
I sure
when
can.
we get off this?
I'd love to.
That'd be great. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the film's release and reception.
Okay.
So it releases in June 22nd of 1984, summer flick.
Mhm.
Cost $8 million.
Ooh, cheap.
It makes $5 million on its opening weekend.
All right.
And then makes $90 million overall.
Oh,
We
wow.
got a smash hit here, folks. It opened at number 5.
Mhm.
Now that sounds like, it opened at number 5. That doesn't sound very good. Listen to 3 of the top 5.
Yeah, tell me what's going on.
So this is also, I'll
Summer.
just tell you right now, it's the 5th highest grosser of the entire year. Karate Kid is.
Oh, okay.
It opens behind Ghostbusters, which is number 1, I
Sure.
think, that year.
Yep.
Gremlins,
Gremlins.
which I think is number 3 that year. Indiana Jones Temple of Doom,
Oh, wow.
which I think is number 2 that year. And then a movie, it opens number 5 to number 4 is Rhinestone.
Rhinestone.
Rach,
No.
what's Rhinestone about?
Rhinestone is about, those jeans, those bedazzled
Rhinestone
jeans?
cowboy jeans?
Yeah, the ones that have rhinestones on them. It's about those and about
Textile industry or what?
Yep, and the women who make them and the women who wear them.
Oh.
Rhinestone. Yep.
Exciting.
Yeah.
So it's actually about Dolly Parton and Sylvester Stallone.
Oh.
She tries to teach him how to become a country music star.
God, you know what? That
Did
does,
terrible.
That does sound familiar now that you say that.
Really?
Dolly Parton.
Like
in the-
legitimately?
yeah, Dolly Parton in it. And I didn't know what it was about, but her in a movie called Rhinestone sounds familiar.
Okay.
Yep.
So you'll have to check that one out.
Should have
see
known
if we
that. I
watch
should
it.
add that to my list as well.
Yep, put that on there too.
I thought I was mistaking it for a different film.
It was also behind for the year as far as highest grossers. Future Summers Off movie, Beverly Hills Cop. Listen to these tags. Only the old one, this is in parentheses, or all are in quotes, only the old one could teach him the secrets of the masters. He taught him the secret to karate lies in the mind and heart, not in the hands. Which is somewhat a quote from the movie, even though he says it's not in his belt in the movie.
I think it's like gut. I think like don't go with like.
Well, he's asking about belts.
Hey, what kind of belt do you have?
Canvas. You like? J.C. Penney, $3.98.
No, I didn't mean a belt like that. I meant...
Okinawa belt mean no need rope, hold up pants.
He's like, oh, what belt are you, Mr. Miyagi?
Oh, that's
and he
what
goes,
he's going to?
Karate is here, points to his head, and here to his heart, not here.
I missed belt. I missed the question then.
Oh, okay.
My bad. Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
That's a beautiful quote.
And you like those tags or not?
I didn't.
I don't really like
them
either.
I think they're all too long.
Yeah.
I like a good snappy tag.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Find out, is he the best around?
Wax on, wax off? Yeah. I don't, it's not any better, but something like that.
What do you think this has on Rotten Tomatoes?
I think it's in the 80s on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay. What score?
84.
89%.
Dang,
what's
so
the
close.
audience score?
The audience score is 100%.
No, the audience score is surprisingly low.
No.
Not
Really?
low, it's lower. It's 83%.
Oh, not by much.
No, not by much.
Yeah.
But I think, this is a conjecture.
Okay.
I think people tune into this movie thinking there's going to be more fighting, there's going to be more hijinks.
Yeah.
It's going to be more comical.
Yeah.
And like good time, and it might be too serious for them. The thing that I love
think
about
it's a worse movie than it is.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
want
think
it
it's
to be
fluffier.
Yeah.
And it's
they want it to
actually
be
way
cotton
more
candy.
meaty.
Yeah.
It's not dessert.
No.
It's a main course.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're ready for that.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I wasn't ready, but I was pleasantly surprised at the heart that this film had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, here's your consensus.
Okay.
Utterly predictable and wholly of its time, but warm, sincere, and difficult to resist, due in large part to Pat Morita and Ralph Macchio's relaxed chemistry. Ebert loved it.
Yeah.
He gave it 4 out of 4 stars.
4
he
out of
said
4.
it's exciting, sweet-tempered, and heartwarming. The Chicago Reader, this is somewhat bad. They say it's a cunning commercial blend of Rocky's revenge fantasy and Steven Spielberg's family melodrama. Although, you know who did not hate this?
Who?
The Golden Globes and the Oscars.
Oh.
Because they nominated
What?
Pat Morita, Mr. Miyagi, for Best Supporting Actor.
Dang.
He did not get it. I don't know. I didn't know the
know.
movie he lost to or the guy he lost to.
But he
I
got
didn't
up for
recognize them. But
supporting.
he got up for Best Supporting.
For Globes that makes sense, but like I'm a little surprised by that with the Oscars. Good
Badass,
on
right?
him. That's really good on
And
him.
Pat Morita, that was one of the reasons why he fought for that drunk scene. He's like, this is my meat of my performance. I have to have this scene.
Yeah, otherwise who
And
am I? Who is this character?
And then the director and the producer kind of fought against like some of the distributor and the other producers. And they were like, hey, we got to have this because we think were watching his performance. They're like, we think this might have a shot. And so they saw it during filming
That's
too.
awesome and wild and good for them for sticking with their guns. I
Yeah.
could see that could have gone on the cutting room floor pretty easily. But I think it's stuff like that, like you said, that like makes this into like a pretty good film.
Yeah. I think it's a well-deserved nomination. I wish he would have won, to be honest with you. So there's tons of sequels to this after it made so much money.
Yes.
And the second one, they go to Japan. They go to Okinawa. It's lame. There's some bad acting in it. He like meets like this Japanese gang that he's fighting with over in Okinawa. There's this big flood and he's like trying to save people and they're like hiding out in this place. He has a Japanese
Natural
love
disasters?
interest.
Jeez Louise.
Yep, he falls in love with a girl over there. They try to make Elizabeth Shue film a scene where she breaks up with him, but in number 2, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm not doing that. And just don't cast me. I won't be in it." And they're like, "But it's gonna happen right after number 1 because it literally picks up
going into it.
the
Where
moments
did you
after."
go?
And she was like, "Don't care. I don't want to be in it then."
Wow.
So she just
She had other things, more important things to do.
3 is like a lesser version of this movie. They try to do a tournament again. Another guy takes over Cobra Kai and like tries to like be a dick and stuff.
Even
and then
dickier.
There's the next Karate Kid, Rach.
Number 4?
Number 4,
Yeah.
starring Hilary Swank.
I was gonna say this is the gal, right?
This is
the
Hilary
gal
Swank
version.
movie.
All right.
I watched it as a kid.
And
She goes to the rooftop in like a city a lot. I think she's in New York in that one. And she plays a lot with like pigeons and birds and stuff. And like,
oh, weird little girl.
yeah, I don't even know if she's playing with him. I think Mr. Miyagi maybe is. But like, there's just some weird shit going on in that movie.
Okay.
I liked it as a kid though.
Yeah.
But it has terrible reviews. I don't think it holds up at all. I didn't watch the Jaden Smith one. I saw clips of it.
Oh yeah, I forgot he did one too.
Yep, in like 2010. It looked lame. Jackie Chan takes over, I think, for Pat Morita.
Jackie Chan.
And it did pretty well though, from a money perspective and reviews standpoint. But every clip I see of Jaden Smith in that role, he looks dead inside. So Will Smith bought
interesting
like a shared interest in Karate Kid, the franchise.
Yeah.
And so he could reboot it and then put his son in it as a star vehicle.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jaden looks miserable as he's acting. I think he didn't want to do it.
Think so?
I think so. Like, dude, if I just showed you some clips, it'd be like, look at this. This is a kid who hates his life right now. It's pretty wild. I feel that way a lot about him in a lot of movies, though.
Oh, he's so cute though.
In Pursuit of Happiness?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like that's when he's little.
Yeah.
But like
itty bitty.
in After Earth and like all these other movies, he just always looks like he doesn't want to be there. I think he looks miserable. Poor kid.
Very. Yeah.
He's being ransomed by his father. There was a cartoon in the late 80s, and now we have Karate Kid Legends.
Yeah.
Comes out in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio are teaming up in it to train the next kid.
Exciting.
Yep. Are you going to go see it?
Yep. Is it on a Tuesday? Do I get discount popcorn? Yep.
I don't know. There's a lot of really big movies coming out soon.
I have a lot of
don't think
films.
Karate Kid Legends is going to cut it.
I got a lot of films to watch, you guys. I might not get to it. That's true. That's a good point.
What about 6 seasons of the Cobra Kai TV show? It just wrapped up its final season back in February. You going to check those out?
No.
Do you know a little bit about the story that's going on in those?
I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
Will you educate me?
I'll give you like a preface, like a quick thing that's not spoiling much.
Give me a little taste.
So, imagine this. Johnny, down on his luck, alcoholic, kind of a deadbeat.
I could have predicted that.
He's not a rich kid anymore. He's like falling on hard times. Daniel's son, he's got a kid now. He lost Mr. Miyagi. He's dead. He's like super sad. He like can't connect with his own child. And then Johnny gets like, hey, you should start Cobra Kai and like take in all these like ruffian kids and like teach them like discipline and how to be good kids. So the bad guy restarts Cobra Kai to make it a force of good, brings in all these kids who are either getting bullied or are bullies, tries to like reorient them to like discipline and like the art form. Daniel's son catches wind of it. There's some stuff that Johnny starts to kind of get a little darker. Daniel's son starts his own dojo. They kind of have competing dojos. This rivalry continues. And then eventually the sensei from this movie comes back and he gets involved. And so then you have like 3 dojos and they're all competing against each other because Johnny doesn't want to be like his old asshole sensei.
Yeah.
And the sensei's like, but I've been through hard shit too and maybe I'm not such a bad guy. And Danielson's like, am I like bad Danny now? Nope, I'm good Daniel. Like they're always playing with these like different stuff. And then there's a whole new cast of kids.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
You gonna watch it?
Maybe. You didn't not sell me on it. I don't know if I'll get through all the seasons, but like I could watch like an episode or 2 just to see.
Sure.
Just to see where it lands.
Enough to make you dangerous?
Just enough to make me dangerous.
So, we talked about this earlier. We're not speaking of this right now, but we
Speaking
talked
of
about
something that we
speaking of
talked
this an hour ago.
Oh, okay.
So I mentioned the Coke that Columbia Pictures was owned by Coca-Cola.
Yes. Okay.
And Clint
that
Eastwood
Coke.
was like,
was like cocaine.
No,
what are we talking about? Yes.
No Coca-Cola
no
in all
Coca-Cola.
my movies.
Yep.
So there's Coke placement all over this movie. I didn't really notice it, but again, I guess it's there. It got so ridiculous, though. The Ralph Macchio started to get annoyed by it. They'd be like, you need a Sprite in this scene. Or like, oh, let's have this conversation take place right in front of this big Mountain Dew sign. Or not Mountain Dew, because that's the wrong brand.
Yeah.
This big sign.
Yep.
And then like, or Coke machines in the background. And so he started to get so annoyed that he would start to cover it up, like with his hands or his body on purpose. And they'd be like, no, move over. Like, you covered it up again.
Oops.
Ralph Macchio, you got to like let's reset the shot or whatever. And he'd be like, oh, sorry. And then he'd do it again. Or he'd have a Sprite and then like he would cover up the entire label so you couldn't tell what he was drinking. Like, what's that green drink?
Goof.
Because he just was like super annoyed by all this shit.
Sure. I could see that.
Rach, there are a ton of super fans for this movie that have made a list of all the film's locations. You can go in
Oh,
LA
wow.
and visit all the old sites.
What?
Would you want to do that? We're going
Hey,
to LA soon.
We're going to LA soon. You know what we should do?
What?
We should, at the very least, when we do like a little beach day, we should do some cranes on the beach. We should find some balancing posts and do some crane poses.
Maybe.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Maybe we'll do that as a little publicity blast to like premiere
that's
this. Yeah,
fun.
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or just fun just to do it too.
Now the Mr. Miyagi house.
Gorgeous little house.
It is gorgeous, but now it's gone. It got bulldozed.
Oh, darn it. It was cute.
It was cute.
Mm-hmm.
It was cute. Ralph Macchio loves everything that he did in this movie.
He should. He should be so proud of this work.
He is. He is. When he talks about it, he knows this is his claim to fame.
Mm-hmm.
That
Good.
this is what made him.
That's all right.
And he's done other things after this, but nothing that's this though.
Yeah.
This is the peak.
Mm-hmm.
He has the yellow car still.
He has it?
Producer gave it to him.
Well, I'll be honest. It was awesome in the film when he gets it as a gift for his birthday from Mr. Miyagi. But then to like really get a car in real life,
And it's
like,
a sweet car. Rach.
it's so cool. It's
Mr.
what I would
Miyagi
pick.
is so kind. He like brings out like 5 cars and lets Daniel-san pick which one he wants.
For his
and I was like, Rach, which
birthday.
one would you want?
Yeah, I said the yellow one. I didn't even know which one he was gonna pick, even though it is front and center.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And that's
so
the one he
cute.
cleaned earlier in the movie too.
Yeah, that's true.
He also has the headband.
Of course.
He has the trophy still.
Oh, very good.
He's got all the good stuff.
Yeah.
He named his son Daniel.
No. That makes me well up a little bit. I don't know why.
He just knows how important this was to him, and he's like so
Yeah.
appreciative in all the interviews.
Yeah.
He does. He like when I was listening to some of the karate guys talk about this movie, he was there too. Like I think he goes to all the events and everything. It's pretty important to him.
Yeah.
He was warned after doing this film that people were going to come up and try to fight him.
Oh no.
Because that's what happened to Sylvester Stallone in Rocky.
I can take you.
Yeah, come on. Come here, Ralph Macchio. Why'd you fight me, you little coward? And he says it has actually never happened, though. He thinks it's because he's a lot less intimidating, so people don't have to prove anything against him.
Yeah, I think we all understood, like, kid got lucky there.
Here's what I would like to do. This is your first official challenge, Ralph Macchio. I am challenging you from a yellow belt to somebody who only was trained for the movie. Let's put on a show. We're both entertainers.
Yeah.
Let's entertain the crowd, and let's have a good time. Let's fight.
I would just love to see you guys both try to like kip up and see like what that looks like now. At
I
this
could
point.
kip up for about a week.
There was a time
I was doing
when
a
you
lot of
could do
yoga.
it.
I was practicing a lot during the pandemic, and I could kip up. Those days died very quickly. Literally, it lasted for like 4 days.
Yeah, if you don't use it, you lose it.
That's what they say. Rach, you want to challenge Elizabeth Shue or anything?
Yeah,
To a
I
soccer
would
game?
challenge her. I would say, have you read that story about that teacher? And are you sure you don't want to play that in the movie? I know Julianne Moore just played it, but like you should play it.
And didn't Kate Mora just do that TV show that's like a similar thing with the teacher who has an affair with the student?
I haven't seen that one. And that's
Okay.
like I mean, it's not okay, but
It's
it's
like an FX drama.
Yeah, more of like a high school situation. It wasn't the same as this.
'Cause she gets married.
Both all wrong,
The
all
dr-
wrong. But like it's very. The pictures are jarring. The real life stuff is really, really jarring. I don't know that one as much.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you have to put that on the list too.
I guess I gotta watch
You're
all
gonna be
this
busy this summer.
garbage.
Rach, what's the theme of this movie? What's the take-home message?
Oh, is this a trick question?
No, I'm just asking. This
Why?
is a legit question.
Do you not know?
Well, no, my
Because
question.
if you don't know, I don't want to spoil it for you. I don't want to like put words in anyone's mouth.
What was your
skew
take-home
thinking.
message in this movie?
I would say there are themes about standing up for yourself.
Yep.
And obviously, defense is important. Defense before anything.
There's
the whole piece about karate is more about like you've learned karate so you don't have to fight.
So you don't have to
right?
use it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to use it.
That's how I've always operated.
Yeah.
Is like when
Is
I
that why you
when
know
I feel
karate?
something like some sort of scuffle coming on.
Yeah.
I just pull out my yellow belt and I just like casually drape it across my shoulder.
Like, I don't have to fight.
I just say like, I just want you to observe what I have here
No problems here, huh?
and just know that if you take this up a notch, you may receive a roundhouse.
That's right, because you did so much kicking.
You're right. I was always like a jump, like a Superman puncher. Do you know what the Superman punch is?
Yeah.
That's like what my go-to like thing was to fly at somebody and try to swing at them. And if that goes badly, by the way, everyone, you're in a very precarious position.
Yeah, I don't know.
You are off balance.
That's, I think, really
you are overextended.
Bad form there.
Yeah, you have to hit it. And then you have to quickly recover and hope people got in the way.
Nope, no one just like elbows you down.
Before your opponent just sidesteps and then punches you in the face. So yeah, I just questioned what the theme was. It's like learn to fight or no one will like you. That was what I wrote down at one point.
I mean,
because there was a moment where he keeps getting his ass kicked and people are like, "This is the loser you want to be friends with? Let's walk away. This guy's a chum." It's like, okay.
Yeah, there is a little bit of that, but like it wasn't gonna stop. Like this kid did almost everything he could do to try to make this like bullying and beating stop, and at a certain point he just had to like throw down.
There's a little, yes, somewhat. He did do a little bit. We see this at the middle school level when a kid's getting bullied and he goes up to his bully.
He antagonized quite a bit.
Or just goes and
times.
stands next to his bullies. Like even if he's not going to start something, but he's like kind of standing right next to them and you're like, why'd you walk over there?
Why are you over there?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Jalen, get over there. Knock it off. Why are you standing by them?
Don't stand by the kids that are bullying you.
Yeah. Yes. That can be infuriating sometimes.
Yeah. I think the message was supposed to be self-defense leads to self-respect. And then you are able to not only defend yourself, but you're able to defend those that you love.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels a little bit like learn to fight or no one will like you. Rach, did you have some quotes that you really loved in this movie?
I had so many quotes that I really loved in this movie. All right. First quote is, I wish I had this in context. I don't remember when this one was, but it was like open season on him and you.
But you don't show. And it's open season on him and you.
Do you remember what this
sensei.
was? Okay.
The sensei says that from Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
He says it to Mr. Miyagi
Yeah.
and
He
Daniel-san.
says after the tournament.
He said, if you no-show the tournament.
Yeah.
This is about don't no-show. He's like,
Yeah.
if you no-show, it's open season on him and you.
Yeah. I liked it so much I wrote it down. So that was if I have to give this like movie some feedback, the setting up of like this, I didn't know how we were going to get to the tournament. Like I knew it was a tournament, but I didn't know like what are the circumstances that lead us here. And like that felt a little bit like a little goofy. So if I'm taking this with a new lens, I would say, okay, how can we make this like a little bit more believable and a little less like, and you. We're all gonna beat you guys up together.
I liked he says to his mom's like, fighting doesn't solve anything. And he goes, yeah, and neither does palm trees, Mom.
Ooh, that hit home.
Yeah?
Right?
You ready for that sass from our kids?
No.
Hey.
He just called her on it because this mom,
hey, talking back doesn't solve anything. And neither does palm trees, Mom.
Well, this mom was like running away from like her problems in the city and didn't even ask her son if he wanted to move to California.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
She's kind of a crap mom, I'll be honest. In some ways, she's a good mom in others, but in a lot of ways, I was not impressed with this mom and what she's putting her son through. So if she can go be a waitress in California.
I know, it's weird. A lot of people have also looked into that and they're like, that makes no sense. She was at this tech computer company.
Yeah.
And then she quit or got fired. I think it both happened at the same time.
Yeah.
And then they moved to California so she could be a waitress and then go to management school so she could manage the restaurant.
Yes. Yes, she did talk about in one of the scenes, she's like, oh, the benefits. You wouldn't believe I would never make this in tech. I was like, girl, that's not true.
That's not true at all.
Tech is going to win the day.
And I thought you're moving to Silicon Valley. Why don't you go find another tech job? You're in the land of tech.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It didn't make sense to me.
Did you have another quote?
I did, but I don't know where
I have a couple more. I'll give them to you.
Go ahead.
Must be take a worm for a walk week.
Yes.
Hey, sorry about the eye there, Johnny. Shoulder okay, Tommy? You guys be careful not to go stepping in front of any more buses now, all right?
Hold it. Remember what Sensei said? We gotta wait for the tournament.
Must be take a worm for a walk week.
And then my favorite, I told Rach, this is like a snap bulb memory that I've had for the rest of my life ever since I first saw this movie is, get him in a body bag. Yeah.
So you okay? Can you go on?
Get him a body bag. Yeah.
All right. Hey, do it again, Johnny.
So good.
It's during the fight.
I wish you could see the face. The face is everything.
Gosh, it is so funny.
Oh, I found my other one. The men who catch fly with chopstick can accomplish anything.
Hey, wouldn't a fly swatter be easier?
Man who catch fly with chopstick accomplish anything.
I was like, yes, he can. And
so
he did.
they tried to put a real fly on a string.
Oh, really?
And like dangle it around above, and so then you could catch it that way.
Yeah.
And it wasn't working. The fly kept escaping.
Sure.
And so finally,
as a fly would.
And so finally, they're like, "All right, we're just gonna have to cut to a new angle and show the fly like already caught."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they couldn't get it to work.
Hey, I thought it worked pretty well. I
thought it
didn't
worked
know
great.
how they did the fly. I was like, is this like
that was
after?
fine.
Like it
Yeah.
looks pretty believable.
I thought it
There's
was-
a fly around you
It
guys.
was tremendous. Good
Yeah.
job, guys.
I was again tremendous. Well done, everybody.
So, Rach,
Yeah.
I want to talk about some parts from the movie.
Okay. Good.
Personally, I loved how the training, how he's doing all this house chores,
Yeah.
and how that develops into the fight technique.
Yeah, those muscles get
I
worked.
think it's so clever.
Mm-hmm.
I love that scene when you see it all come together. When
Yeah.
he's freaking out, he's like, I'm doing all this bullshit
Yes.
or whatever.
He
and
was
then
so patient
and
for
then he's
so
like,
long.
wax on, wax off, paint the fence, left to right, all that stuff. And he's doing all these moves and trying to attack him, and Danielson's blocking everything.
Yeah.
I think that's so freaking cool.
Yeah, it was cool at first when he does it in slow motion, and then all of a sudden he just like yells. He's like, ah, yeah, and then he just
And
like
then he
goes.
doesn't even call it out. He just starts doing stuff, and Danielson's just blocking it all like
Yeah,
intuitively.
he's
And he's
just
like,
like,
oh my
whoa.
God, I've learned so much. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, it was cool.
That was
It
awesome.
was totally cool. Now I will say, this kid, this Danielson, is such a little sweetie. He didn't say anything for like 4 days.
He
He
did.
finally loses his shit on him after 4 days of waxing cars and
Yeah.
painting houses and
You would
just
think
like,
that Tom Sawyer came in and told him that this is like what you want to do for your summer. Like, this is the best thing in the world.
yeah. I don't know how
was
he did
crazy.
it, but yeah, it's such a sweetheart of a kid. He just didn't say anything, but finally had enough.
And I liked that and speaking of him being a sweetie, he never got comfortable with fighting the entire movie. He always has like kind of like a little bit of a rigidity and an awkward pose in his fighting style and like
Sure.
this shaky nature. And so he's like never seems like totally sure of himself. And it was so cool to like watch like he doesn't realize how good he is and he's like still so scared.
Yeah.
I loved it. Throughout the whole tournament, he's like always afraid.
Oh, well said.
It was cool.
Well spotted.
Yeah. Rach,
Yeah.
what did you think about the moment where you find out that his cool bonsai tree outfit, his cool uniform, which is such a cool uniform, you find out it was made by Mr. Miyagi's wife?
Yeah, it made my nose twinge.
We both were
quite a
tearing
bit.
up.
I was like, oh, okay, what?
Did you think you were going to tear up at Karate Kid?
No, I had no idea that any of that was coming.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I think I'm almost crying right now.
What should we say?
There were so many great, sincere moments between those two.
Yeah, there really were.
You're the best friend I ever had.
You pretty okay too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bonsai tree stuff at the beginning too with them trimming is so sweet. I
Yep.
just thought a lot of like great scenes to like work in like connection very like naturally and God, it was
Didn't even
very
really have
good.
to do very much work.
No.
Like Mr. Miyagi's just still doing his thing, and then he like gets Danielson set up to start trimming his own tree. Says a couple words to him, and then they just trim, and they kind of like barely talk, and it's like they're becoming friends. Like you can already see it.
Yeah.
It's really clever.
Yeah. Again, very much, I keep using the word grounded, but it felt very real. Real circumstances. The only thing that didn't feel real was the setup for like why we're going to the tournament
Sure.
and the crazy sensei was like, and then we're going to beat your ass, old man. That was the only stuff that felt a little bit crazy,
Okay.
but you know. But that guy also goes on to punch out 2 windows.
Okay, I want to go to that.
Let's go
I
to
showed
that.
Rach the very beginning scene to number 2 because I had actually forgot. I thought that was at the end of number 1, which
It makes a lot of sense why you would think
it
that.
initially was supposed to be, and they cut it, and they were like, "No, we're gonna save that for a sequel."
Okay.
And so they ended in the Rocky moment with like the freeze frame on Mr. Miyagi's face and stuff.
Yeah,
And
it ends very fast.
It's very abrupt.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, it's too abrupt. They tried to do the Rocky ending, is what it is. Rocky does this too.
Okay.
It's like, and then all of a sudden you're like, see him
Boom.
getting frozen.
Yeah.
Raising his hand. But what did you think about this opening scene to number 2?
Wild. And I told Ty, keep it playing. Like, I'm so into it right now. This is great. Keep rolling.
Yeah,
but
Rach was ready to go on this journey.
alas, we had to come and talk to you guys about
Well,
it. But
and I told Rach that's the best scene in that entire movie. So the sensei comes over. He's going to beat Mr. Miyagi's ass.
well, because the sensei guy is like choking out a student. He already punched another student.
He's trying to kill Johnny.
He's
maybe
like,
gonna kill
You're
Johnny."
gonna kill him, sensei.
And that
He's
kid
like,
gets
"Yeah."
backhanded. Like his bitch ass hits the ground.
How does second place feel now, huh?
Come on, he can't breathe.
Mind your business.
You're gonna kill him. Sensei, please, you're hurting him. He's sorry, okay? He really is.
Wait. Let him go.
Yeah, Mr. Miyagi's right. Let him go.
I say, let him go.
It's wild.
This man is out of control. Mr. Miyagi goes over to suss out the situation, and yeah, it's pretty much like, all right, come at me, bro. And what does the guy do? The guy throws the punch, misses him twice, and punches out 2 windows
And
both
then
times.
has his hand super bloodied.
Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
One of those hands, well, that was real.
Oh, gosh.
The sugar glass went wrong.
Yeah.
And it cut up his hand,
Ah.
and he was bleeding profusely. I don't think he had to get stitches or anything, but he said
sugar.
that like one of the hands, that blood is all real. The other hand, I think, is fake. But pretty crazy, right?
Oh, great tips. Ugh.
Rach, any other acting talk?
Acting talk? I don't think so. No, I just have like other scenes and stuff that we
Yeah,
can
what
chat
other
about.
scenes? What other scenes?
I loved the bit with their car not starting.
Yes.
To kind of help
yes.
them
Mom
show.
and Danielson
Mom
have
and
a car that
Danielson,
doesn't
yeah,
start.
they have to like get it rolling if they don't park on a hill and then kick it into gear. And they do it at the very beginning as they're moving across the country. But then when they go to pick up his date, Elizabeth Shue, they also have to like do that, and they have to do that in front of like her parents, and like, get the
Yes.
car rolling. I thought it was such
It's-
a clever way to just like show like
haves and the
class
have-nots,
distinction
yeah. Yep.
and just like hit that home.
That's the thing about this movie. They're so clever in some of the ways that they
Yeah.
communicate stories and relationships.
Yes. Yeah. They didn't have to do much more than that. It was you were just mortified for him,
Yep.
but then also felt like like you said, the haves versus the have-nots. Like, "Oh, I don't think this is gonna work, you guys.
And I didn't think it was, even at the end of the movie, I thought these two aren't going to work.
This won't
They
work.
kind of had too many fights, and like it just felt like I don't think it might be the chemistry.
Well, if she thinks she needs to be apologized to all the time, it's not
Yeah.
gonna work.
Yep.
It
when
just won't work.
When her ex-boyfriend kisses her, and then she thinks that her new boyfriend should apologize to her for it, that's going to be a problem.
And she didn't even explain it to him.
Yeah.
She didn't even bother
You guys
to
are
say,
going to have
"Hey."
issues for the rest of your lives.
There's some communication breakdowns.
So in Cobra Kai,
Mhm.
he actually reconnects with the Japanese love interest from number 2.
Oh,
I think
no
his
way.
marriage falls apart in that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about it?
Any other scenes you want to bring up?
I love that. That's exciting. I don't think so. Ty, do you think you would be good at bonsai tree trimming?
Yes, I do, because it looks like you trim the tree a lot, and I am pretty good at taking too much off, and I think that you leave too much on, and so your bonsai is going to get wild, and mine is going to be this tight-knit little thing, a really tight design.
See, I think you go too much. I think you're gonna
Chop
just
it to
chop
death.
the shit out of it. It's gonna just be this little twig. We just did a lot of tree trimming today. Ty got some new power tools, and he went to town.
Would
on
you
our
say I went
trees.
too much to town?
No, I wouldn't say that you went too much to town, but it was annoying to pick up.
I told Rach I was future-proofing our
Yeah.
yard.
Yeah, for like years. 8 years we won't have to trim a single tree. I hope they come back. The beachside party, yes, please.
Yeah.
second thing I want to do when we go to LA. I want to do the
Want a beachside
cranes,
party?
and I want a beachside party.
You should tell my brother that, like, hey, we got to find some beach party.
Yeah, we can do all the things that you want to do in LA, Trev, but like I also want a beachside OC
I
style
need a
party.
beach party where maybe my husband gets punched out.
Yeah, maybe somebody says, "Welcome to the OC, bitch."
Yeah.
Maybe.
And
It
you know
doesn't
what's
have to
funny?
be exactly that, but something like that.
If we were to have the right situation,
Mm-hmm.
I would gladly take a punch for somebody to be like, "Welcome to the OC, bitch." I think I'd be like, "Okay, that was all worth
Wow,
it.
that
This is
was
kind of a dream."
Everything I dreamed it would be. I am so excited to be here.
I defended my wife's honor, got punched, told
Yeah.
"Welcome to the OC, bitch."
Yeah.
This is a great trip.
Let's make it happen.
Yep.
Yeah. No, other than that, no notes. That's all I want.
Well, do you want me to give my score? Or do you want to give your score
give me
first?
your score.
So for my tiometer,
Mhm.
I gave this an 88%.
Oh, okay. Right in line with everybody there.
Yep, it's
Very
tied
good.
with Goonies.
Uh-huh.
It is below
Yep.
Godfather.
Okay.
It is above My Girl.
Okay.
I think this movie is great.
Mhm.
It has the room to move up, to be honest with you. If I watched it another time in like a year, I
Mhm.
could see it blowing up into the 90s. Like in the 91, 92.
Blowing up.
Like a 91, 92-ish. Like that's
Sure.
kind of its range. I think is like 88 to 92. I'll put it at
Mhm.
88 because of its fellow company. But I hadn't seen it in a while. This was way better than I remembered it. I had the time of my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Surprisingly, so pleasantly surprised. Surprisingly pleasantly surprised.
I like it.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Agreed. All right. So here's what I've got.
Mm-hmm.
Karate Kid kicks it out of the park. Surprisingly full of heart, good acting, and great shots. The only knock against it comes in the form of Cobra Kai Douche Squad. I give this a 77.
Wow.
Which for me was way higher than I ever thought I would rate
What'd
this.
you think
I
you
thought
would
it'd be
give
in the
it?
40s.
Oh, wow. You thought it was a rotten movie.
I just didn't think I was gonna like love it. I thought it was gonna be just a lot of like all the tropes that we talked about. I thought
Sure.
it was gonna fall into them too much, and there wasn't
Yep.
gonna be heart.
See,
in
and I thought this movie was going to be like Teen Wolf. I thought it was going to be like late 60s
Teen
for
Wolf,
me.
Good example.
And it ended
Mhm.
up being more like Goonies.
Yeah.
I was very shocked.
Yeah. This was a good time. You guys
Recommend.
should strongly recommend
You
this
gotta
film.
watch. If you haven't seen this movie, you gotta watch it.
You should watch it.
It's kind of for everybody. I think it works for almost everybody besides kids 13 and under.
Yeah,
Maybe a little too much karate and a little too much cussing.
A little cussing.
But like, when you hit
too much cussing.
13 or
Yeah.
14-ish, it's
Yeah,
time.
yeah. If you're okay to hear some cussing in a movie, you should watch this movie.
You gotta.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of cussing.
But it's not PG worthy though.
No, it's PG-13.
Should be PG-13.
Yep.
Yeah.
They didn't do it back then.
I know. There was no such thing. We know that though because we're film buffs.
Yeah.
And that's why you tune in.
Yep.
Because we know that stuff.
This is what you're ready for. Pretension all season long. This is the new us.
The
Very
new
pretentious.
pod. Welcome to season
Oh,
ocho,
yeah.
baby.
I don't know if we'll be able to squeeze you in between some of these film festivals we're going to. Pretty big deals. We're winning an award at one of them. Can't wait to see what it is. Oh my gosh. Folks, it's so good to be back.
Yeah.
And
I'm
we
excited.
love that you've joined us on this journey. This is your first journey. We hope you stick with us. If it's a repeat, welcome back, baby. It's
Welcome
good to have
back.
you.
Here we go.
If you are looking to we do the weekly release and you're like, oh, I need a little bit more of this in my life, go back, comb through the archives and pick out a film that you really like. Go on that journey with us. It's like a date night in your bedroom, in your eardrums.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time.
Let's cuddle up.
Take us on the go. Take us while you're mowing the lawn. We're right there with you. Yeah, what'd you think about that? What'd you think about Spice World while you're mowing the lawn? What'd you think
You might
about
need to because I'll be
Mortal
honest.
Kombat?
These episodes get a little long, so mowing is great.
Mowing's
Traveling is great.
Doing
Those are
house projects.
house projects.
Pretending to watch the kids play baseball. This is all good.
That would be a good time to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Please, please, please rate and review. It's super helpful for us, especially as burgeoning podcasters. And even though we're made a couple of fun little awards lists. You don't know about this, but we've won a couple.
Say more.
We won a couple of top 10 laugh comedies. It was a pretty specific category. It was comedy summer podcasts.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is
cool.
a fairly decent category.
That's us.
And yeah, we were a top fiver in that category.
Cool.
And then in just a broad comedy category, we've been 22nd in this one podcast agency.
Well, that's
so
cool. I would love to hear
we're just
more
keep hanging around.
details about
we were
that.
at one point. We were in the teens. But we don't release. We only release seasonally.
We
So
kind
we
of
jumped
shoot
up to
ourselves
the
in the
early
foot
20s,
with that,
but
we couldn't do it in the year if we wanted to.
hey, and
It's
that's
too
because
much.
of you guys. It's not because of us. Well, I mean, we got to take some credit.
I was gonna say,
but it's also because of you guys and how you rate and review and how you respond to
yes.
the podcast. So we can't say thank you enough.
Yeah.
Keep joining us on this journey.
Yeah.
We love you so much. Rach, our sign off for this week. We got to find out what our next film is going to be.
Yep. I'll tell you.
Yep. Do you want to go ahead and do that?
Yes, I do.
Let's do it.
We are going to dive into Rach's pick, Rach's top pick, number 1 for season 8. Ugh, I've got such a good season for you guys. But my first pick is going to be While You Were Sleeping.
Don't know jack shit about this movie.
I'm
assuming
like it.
While You Were Sleeping,
Maybe,
it sounds
yeah.
like a coma movie.
It does sound like a coma movie or
Coma. Like
Coma.
like
Yeah,
one of them
coma.
is in a coma.
Ah.
And there are other ones trying to get them out. It's like, hey, remember that time when we were 16 and we went to that dance? And then, like, you can see the memory flashback. And she's
Yeah.
always sitting at his bedside table or he's sitting at hers.
Yeah, kind of
telling
like
her
The
story.
Vow or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it feels like to me. But we'll
Cool.
see. I don't know.
We will find out.
For our sign off, Rach,
Yeah.
let's do Mr. Miyagi and Danielson's sign off to each other, which was Bonsai, Danielson. Bonsai, Mr. Miyagi.
Very good. Very
All
good.
right. Bonsai, Rachel's son.
Bonsai, Tyson. That I hate when you quiz me on how to set these mics up. You're like, okay, now, Rachel, while you set it up, now what do you do next? Okay, wait, where would you go now? Now think about it. What's next?
No, think about it.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Wow.
You better not. You better not try to quiz me. I'll be so
slander
saucy with you.
up in here. Yeah.
It's not slander. That's facts.
Well, it's still slanderous. Even if
know.
their facts are slanderous.
No, that's not true. That's
Is
not how
slander has to
slander
be
works.
a lie?
Yeah, slander's
No.
not true.
I think
you can
slander-
say things about people that are true, and that no one can be like, that's slander. It's like, no, that's the truth.
No, I thought it was
George
like
Washington was our first president. Slander.
Yeah, you're right. False spoken statements.
Yeah, there's a reason why you can't say it, because it's not true. Oh, the world we live in, Ty. I get why you're confused.
It's all just so tumultuous.
Isn't
right
that
now.
slander?
I don't know what's going on.
You fact check me, that's slander.